legislation from tomorrow. Samantha Moyston has told senators serving in Parliament can be a tough job.
Please take good care of yourselves and of each other. It can be brutal, the life of a senator, being here away from your families and friends. The hours are tough, the work is dramatic.
The Shadow Minister for Foreign Affairs says it's disappointing the Albanese government has signed a joint statement criticising Israel. Australia's joined 24 other nations calling for the immediate end of the war in Gaza, with the signatories hitting out at what they call the drip feeding of aid. Michaelia Cash says any outrage should be directed at Hamas.
The international community should be on a daily basis calling on the listed terrorist organisation Hamas to end the suffering of the people in Gaza. Because, you see, they could do that. They could do it tomorrow. They free the remaining Israeli hostages and they lay down their weapons.
Meanwhile, Greens Senator Mehreen Faruqi has staged a silent protest, holding up a sign saying Gaza is starving and calling for sanctions against Israel. It's set to be a wet week for the state, with more than 80 millimetres forecast to fall by the end of the week. Patch Clapp from the Bureau says most of the rain will be dumped today and over the weekend.
At Friday, potentially bringing us falls in the range of 10 to 30 millimetres and further falls up to sort of 15 or 20 millimetres through Saturday, with those showers still lingering into Sunday as well.
SES crews have responded to more than a dozen incidents involving fallen trees, and power remains out for hundreds of South Australian residents. And it's official, superstar Ed Sheeran will tour Australia in 2026 and he's coming to Adelaide. The British singer will bring his all-new Loop tour Down Under to Adelaide Oval on March 5. It's been 2 years since Ed was last here. Tickets for his show go on sale next Tuesday. Now turning to 5AA's sport, and one of the AFL's most inspiring and beloved footballers has today announced their retirement. Carlton veteran Sam Docherty will play his 184th and final AFL game against Hawthorn at the MCG on Thursday night. The Wallabies are optimistic they can keep their Test series alive when they face the British and Irish Lions in Melbourne on Saturday. Captain James Slipper says despite their 8-point loss to the All-Star outfit at the weekend, he believes they're capable of producing a win.
We're able to fight back into that game after being a fair stack down at the start of the game. That first half really put ourselves under a lot of pressure. So we've taken a lot of confidence and belief from what we can do.
The Lions will play tonight against a First Nations and Pacifica side contained by Western Force star Kurtley Beale. And Nick Kyrgios's return to competitive tennis lasted less than an hour, beaten in the men's doubles at the Washington Open. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Glenunga, a crash to look out for Glen Osmond Road near Wattle Street, blocking the right-hand lane heading outbound. Slow going at the moment as they've still fixed that burst water main from yesterday at Kensington Road near Shipsters Road. Getting quite busy at the moment, and Highway Marion Road intersection for the intersection upgrade. Really bumpy through there with road plates too, and slow going Tapley's Hill Road, Glenelg North. Coming this afternoon, Fisher Street at Malvern. Every day all around Australia, extraordinary people create moments that inspire. See them, hear them, all you have to do is nominate them at australianoftheyear.org.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Showers tomorrow 15, partly cloudy on Thursday and 17, and rain on Friday 13. Then showers over the weekend. Right now it's 11. Now let's check out what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, a new search for the missing head of a Port Lincoln man allegedly murdered by his reality TV star girlfriend. Scam warning, the dodgy locksmiths ready to pounce, the Reserve Bank document which reveals what the next move on interest rates could be, and a very royal birthday for Prince George marks a shift in palace protocol. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
Setting the agenda for South Australia. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey
am flabbergasted.
And Timmy G.
Absolute sports festival.
Great to have you with us. Good afternoon at 8 after 4 on this Tuesday. Hope the rain and the wind hasn't blown you away today. It was a fair bit of a wild start to the week. It's always a fanatical week, Showdown week. We had a lot of fun yesterday with your calls and interaction. Join us for more of the fun today. Rowey, Timmy G, good afternoon.
Well, thank you, Sammy. And it's hard to believe it's round 20, only 5 games left, and 4 games between the top, which is Maggie's, and the 9th, which is Dogs. There's 4 clubs on 12 wins. Would have been 5 if the Suns had played. If everyone's working with me, they're on 44 if they had played Essendon. You know what you're going to need? You're going to need 14 wins for only the first time ever to make the 8. Timmy, welcome. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's sort of that's because of the separation of those 9 and 9. That's why it's gone up.
Well, a little bit. So I went through the last 25 years. Would you call that the modern era?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
From 2000 onwards, I'd say that's the modern era. 11 times 12 wins was enough, which is the most. 6 times 11 wins was enough. 1 time 10 wins was enough. And the outrider was 9 wins in the COVID year. Remember, we only played 17 games.
Yeah.
5 times was 13 wins. 1 time 14 wins. Now, that was 2012. Hawthorn finished equal top with the Crows on percentage. The Crows second.
Wow. In 2012. 2012.
Well, you think about that. Wow. 2012, I wouldn't have thought that. North Melbourne ended up 8th. Having a look at the Bulldogs run home, and they can win the last 5. They're on 10. They could get 15 wins. For the first time ever, 15 wins may get you in the 8. I just thought I'd float that.
So their run's pretty good.
They have a great run. They have a great run.
Yeah. Because they haven't lost by a lot, but they've lost to...
They've got a great run. I know their defenders
the better teams,
a little bit wonky, but it might take 15 wins to get in. And here's another one, sobering thought. And our boss told us this in our sports meeting. If the umpire had paid a mark or a free kick to Isaac Rankin against the Suns round 4 in that last quarter, and the AFL admitted it was wrong, Crows would be top by percentage today. That is a sobering thought. Swallow that one down. And you wonder why Crows fans are getting excited. They admitted they got that free kick wrong. Timmy, they'd be top.
Yeah.
Top.
What do you say?
What?
If buts and...
Well, it is. It is. But it is. It is an if buts and candidates. They don't care. They just got to keep
You know what?
winning.
You make your own luck, and that's what you do. That's what you're actually doing this year. You're making your own luck. So don't be worried about the past.
Yeah, but I like looking at the past. I have got a little bit of a rear vision mirror.
Yeah, that's right. You talk that talk and you don't do it. Look through the bloody complete windscreen.
Yeah, straight through the front windscreen. Hey, great to hear our skipper, when I say our skipper, Crow skipper, Jordan Dawson, recently re-signed. He reckons their best is good enough.
I think we've got a great group and I'm really confident in the way we play our footy and the way we go about it. Obviously, we've been pretty fortunate, touch wood, with injuries and guys in the sample playing really good footy, and obviously guys at AFL level playing awesome footy. So I've got no doubt with our best footy is definitely good enough.
Yeah. He's still very measured, and I love it. The numbers don't lie. There's been 18 games played. Crows are number 2 for scores for and number 2 for scores against. 2 very simple stats. And everybody will tell you that little quadrant, you've got to be in that to be in the premiership window. I've heard a couple of people on the footy show, they're going to be in the premiership window for the next 5 years. Well, hang on. Let's just get through this year first. Their focus is always going to be 1 week at a time, and I'm jumping on that bandwagon. Here's Jordan.
We've always had a lot of belief, but we've just really narrowed the focus, I suppose, this year and focused on the week to week, what we've got coming up that week, and the belief just builds from there.
Narrow the focus, and that is right, and do that. But the pressure will come, expectation will come. They're going to get higher and higher up the ladder. The finals are looming in 5 weeks' time, plus a bye. So you've played in, 9 grand finals? Is that right?
Yeah, but I think...
You know, more than any. You've got to embrace the expectation and the desire and the want and the ability to win.
There is a time, and the timing of that is really important, I feel. For me, July was like the toughest month to get through. One, if you were in a good position, they normally used to up your load. So for us, Jack used to say, the saying he had was that, I'm just going to take your legs from you in the next 3 weeks. And it was like, what do you mean by that? Well, we end up at Loftier Park, running up hills and all this sort of thing, and you're going, what's this? It was like a mini pre-season, and you might struggle through and win games, but you win them ugly, or you might drop one, and it sort of was all part of the preparation to come into August.
And peak, and like a marathon runner.
You got it. It's all about
you want to be
when
floating.
you want to be coming up.
That's exactly
right.
And
I think, in all fairness, I think probably Port Adelaide in some of their recent finals campaigns haven't been on the up coming in to September.
They've limped in.
That year they won 13 in a row and then lost 4 out of 6, and it wasn't the up that you wanted into the finals campaign. So the timing of both what you're talking about mentally, but also the physical. And that's probably Burjo's gig right now.
That's exactly right. They go hand in glove, don't they? I was going to say, because if you look back at 97, 98, the fitness coach was a guru and his name was Neil Craig, and he did exactly that. He said to Blighty, I'll have them peaking in September, fitness-wise. Yeah. You do the rest, but I'll have them peaking in September. Well, they've got a bloke by the name of Burjo. Touch wood for injuries. Yeah, it's all in front of them. It gets exciting. And it starts with Showdown 58. You don't need any more motivation than that. It is a showdown. Playing your arch rival. It's Saturday night. They've got a handful of injuries, or probably more than that, Port Adelaide. It's their coach Ken Hinkley's last showdown. He's won 11, lost 13. Here's Captain Connor Rowey on the motivation.
Every week's our biggest game from here on out. As I said before, there's no lack of motivation for these type of games.
And I don't care what anyone says. She's a 50-50. End of story. I'm as nervous about this game as I was before the Gold Coast game. Going there excited, because we all love showdowns. You and I'll call it together. I'm going there excited to see another classical contest.
I think, and I've got the CLK injury report right in front of me. If you look at that list of Port Adelaide players that is missing, you sort of go, well, what chance have they got? You go back to the first showdown, and Port Adelaide's form was horrendous, would be an understatement. They were getting beat by, big margins, and they came into that with no chance whatsoever and nearly stole it. So you're right. When it comes back to the showdown clash, it is that sense of, I got to walk the streets the next day. Yeah. That's that pride that you want hanging on the line, and I think that's what brings the best out of both.
Yeah, I think it is. Have you say early tips for that? 822 300 00. Got a $50 Powers voucher. How excited are you? And it's AFL footy boss Greg Swan's second day in the chair. The first day was orientation. He went around to the 8,542
got his swipe
executives.
Pass.
Got his swipe pass. He got someone made him a coffee and
got some stationery.
He nestled in. He got some stationery, the HB pencil and all that. I'm going to dub him the change agent. I want him to be the change agent. Well, let's hope he is. And it started with this. He's been very particular with what he's pointed at. And a lot of the things I'm hearing from him is coming down to the fact that he thinks the game's too long. There's too much time wasted, and he wants to have a look at that. And I think he's right on the money. He's talking about ruck contests.
There's a chance to actually speed that up a bit, because there's good vision and video of ruckman taking 20 seconds to come from one end of the ground to the other, and everyone stands around and waits, and that's something that hopefully we can have a look at and maybe address even before the season finishes.
Yeah, well done, Swanee. And it was backed up by Geelong's coach, Chris Scott. Have a listen.
The umpires waiting for the ruckman to get to a stoppage is a complete nonsense. Like, the idea that the umpire should be... Sometimes we've had players come from the interchange bench and get to the stoppage because the umpires are waiting for the ruckman. If a player's there, throw it up. If there are no players there, throw it up.
Great call. Now
that's the way it used
we
to
do
be.
this quite a bit here, and it's led by you. We watch a lot of 70s and 80s footy. You'll get me on YouTube and say, Robbie, I'm watching this one. Have a look. Now, we had a look. There were two umpires back then. Go and watch a 70s or 80s brand football. Forget if you like the game or the style, or it's not as skillful or anything like that, but watch the umpires. They had two umpires. There were heavy grounds. They probably bounced it, I think, 80% of the time. And if they didn't bounce it, they threw the bloody thing straight up. They didn't go, who are the ruckmen? I'm coming back here. I'm doing this. And the other thing that you'll notice from it, you never, ever see an umpire get in the way or get hit or brushed or fall over.
Very rare.
It is, never. No, never.
Which says a lot about how many players are around stoppage now. That's probably
There's probably a bit
one.
more congestion.
And the fact that you got four, and I think positioning-wise is a bit questionable as it is.
But you never hit an umpire.
No.
Not even by accident.
Yeah. So,
and if you did, he'd say, sorry, I'm being a clown. I was running backwards. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I can't remember any contact with an umpire in my career.
And you played over 300.
Yeah, so
Ever,
and I was right there.
There were times I wanted to, and I'm sure we were all like that. So if you were Swanee, and I know we do this all the time, what is the one thing you'd like to do? And do you think he's on the right, let's call it seam, he's on this seam of making the game quicker, more explosive, and less time?
A couple of bit common sense things to take some time off the clock. I had a look at the Crows game right before we got Wayne Milera coming on, and I had a look at the stats. There wasn't a lot of difference, was there?
No.
No glaring. One was, my favourite time in front. You're in front the whole time, right? 127 minutes was played in that game. 127
that's a big,
minutes.
Long game. Well, they had how many score reviews? What do you call that?
Arcs, yep.
There would have been 3 or 4, and one of them went for 1 minute and 32 seconds. We timed it. That's ridiculous.
I reckon with just some basic things that Greg's talking about,
that's what he
we'll
wants
take
to
10
do.
minutes off the clock, and he hopefully goes with my favourite, last disposal out of bounds.
And that will speed things up.
Straight away. No stoppage.
Don't bounce the ball. Throw the bloody thing up. That'll speed things up.
You get 10 minutes off that clock.
Okay, which 2 ruckmen are going up together? I don't think I'm allowed to do that accent, am I?
No.
Okay. What accent? Why do you have to nominate?
No.
Just throw the bloody thing up.
It all came when they rubbed out third man up.
That's exactly right.
And that's when they started that business.
So you're Swanee. I know he wears 10.5 size boots. He's going to come on. We'll get him on. If you're Swanee, what are you doing? 8223 300
What a show we have coming up. Campo in Coach's Corner at 5. He's done some really interesting research
Deep
today.
dive.
So we'll look forward to Campo at 5 o'clock. Wayne Milera from the Crows. Ned McHenry's in studio as he is each Tuesday. And former world champion Aussie boxer Barry Michael will join us too. For a $50 Pals voucher, give us a call. 8223 0000.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
5AA is Adelaide's leader in sport. Thanks to Rossdale Homes. Display villages across Adelaide. Drop in for inspiration and expert advice. Because trust is a must.
You wake up and you're feeling a bit off. Your nose is runny, but maybe it's just a cold. That scratchy throat, though, that could be something worse.
Test for COVID, Flu A, Flu B and RSV in just minutes with Cell Life, the premium 4-in-1 rapid antigen test. Fast, reliable results. Make the smart choice for your health and your family. Insist on the brand the healthcare professionals prefer. Cell Life at leading chemists and Amazon. CELLIFE.
Our place is your place at the Albion Hotel. We're big on celebrations, so bring the whole family and let the kids loose to explore our massive outdoor playground. Every day is Schnitzel Day at the Albion. Loyalty members that have downloaded the Albion app enjoy discounts and rewards on food and drinks every day of the week. And if you're on the go, we've got you covered in our Thirsty Camel drive-through bottle shop. The Albion Hotel, your local, your people, your place.
At Complete Care, we're more than just a care provider, we're a family. As we celebrate our 10th year, our mission remains the same, to empower our specialised team of carers and client service managers to help people living with a disability. We provide personalised services, including cleaning and home maintenance, to social support and transportation. We look after you like family, offering a warm, caring touch that sets us apart. At Complete Care, we're the company with heart. Complete Care, with a K.
Scotty Camporelli is in here. Do not miss him after 5. Boy, has he done a body of work. And now he's looking at me. Rowey, don't pump it up too much. Well, we're going to compare 2017 to now. Why would you not? I'm looking forward to this after 5.
You can pump this next bit up.
I will. It's called Crowies.
That's it.
That's it. I was there on Sunday to paint my ATIS booth. In I went, smack on 9 o'clock at 8.
This is a great example.
No, this exactly happened. Out come a lovely man, met me at the gate, came in, what do you need? And I said, well, I'm painting something outside. Well, you might need a solar guard or whatever. Does you want matte, satin, gloss, whatever?
Right.
What colour? I don't want a little bit of black in it. He actually did that because it covers better. What were you painting? And it was sort of like a gyprocky type thing.
Right.
God, he was great.
What colour did it come out then? If you
just grey, a little bit of grey, just grey, just not. Off. You don't want vivid off-white. You want just white. And he said, "Oh, Rowey, I was walking out." He said, "Oh, did you get a roller sleeve? Have you got one?" Oh, God, I forgot that. So I went and got another roller sleeve.
Well,
and what about the bucket? I thought, you're right. I threw that bucket away. We got these ones on special. They're $5. They're plastic. Once you use it, just throw it in the bin.
Rowey's. This is Crowies.
Crowy.
Looked after you like.
No, he didn't know I was me. I'm saying he didn't know who the hell I was.
But no, it's like you were there for the job. This is like a real live example of the live read.
I did not need to read that bit of paper.
No.
This happened.
Because you lived it.
Premium price, premium quality, great service, nailed it. Magnificent. Gotta love the Crowies team. So do what I did. Mine was on Main North Road, just at Prospect on the left as you head out of town. They're everywhere. Visit crowiespaints.com.au and you too can paint like me, a star.
Here's another powerful reason to choose Tyre Power. As Australia's biggest independent tyre retailer, you get the power to choose from a huge range of leading tyre brands. No hard sell, no confusing jargon. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local independent owner.
Hi, I'm Adam from Gutser. We've been relining gutters across Australia for nearly 30 years. Now you can get your hands on our DIY house gutter relining kit. This means you can install gutter liner for under $10 a metre. It's tough, has a 10-year weatherproof warranty, and it's 70% cheaper than replacing your gutters. Go to gutser.com.au to see the installation videos. Buy online and get the kit delivered to your door. Nothing can be finer than Gutser gutter liner.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
23 minutes after 4 on this Tuesday. Lots to come, including Wayne Milera very shortly at 4:30 and Campo in Coach's Corner from 5 o'clock. Your calls coming up now, 8223 0000 for a $50 Pals voucher. But right now, let's check your traffic. All thanks to Rossdale Homes, ESA's most trusted, custom design, fixed pricing, total peace of mind, because trust is a must.
G'day there at Torrens Park. Got a crash, Blythewood Road near George Street, just near Scotch College. Blocking the intersection, affecting all directions there. Kensington, Burstwater Main, Kensington Road near Shipsters Road. Slow for works at Kilkenny Road near Jeanette Street. And look out for works at George Road, Athelston at the moment. Got a camera too, South Terrace at Paraka. The brand new Woolworths Port Adelaide opens Wednesday at 8 a.m, bursting with delicious fresh food. Join the celebrations at the fresh new Woolworths, located in Port Adelaide Plaza Shopping Centre. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Yeah, unique homestyle food text. Just a couple of shout-outs. Firstly, well done to Zoe Venning from the West Adelaide Football Club. Won the Sandford W medal last night, BNF, of the whole comp, and that's not a bad effort from a side that came sixth and only won the 5 games. So well
She's
done
been great
to Zoe.
for a few years too, Zoe Venning, so congrats
Building
to her.
up to that, well done, congratulations. Another one when we were talking about, July versus August and the like, it was Tomo said, look, Timmy, how would the Crows actually do that right now? They got 2 6-day breaks in a row with games that are critical for top 4 or top 2 finish. And that's a great call, Tomo. I don't want to argue with Burjo, but I would imagine he's planned it out anyway.
Oh, to the minute.
And exactly. So somewhere along the line, he would do that. He'd make sure that they're ready for that. So,
hands.
It was a good text though, Tomo. Well done.
Well done, Tomo. Let's go to Blair Athol. Annie.
Hi, gentlemen. How are you?
Good, Annie.
Just one thing that I noticed on the weekend, I've not seen it before, is when at one stage the umpire called for a review on an out of bounds. They weren't sure whether it had come off a Crows player's foot or if it had been tapped out. What a waste of time.
Yep.
If they're not sure of whether it definitely when it came off the boot, then just throw the damn thing back in.
Yep.
Why do we have to waste our time with a sideline rubbish of just, didn't need to stop the game for as long as it did. It could have just been thrown back in.
Spot on, Annie. Now, that was on the western side towards the northern end on about the half-forward flank. And every umpire ran in and they're having this little team meeting. Goodness me.
They ended up balling it in.
And they threw it in. Annie, you were spot on. Come on, Swanee. Fix it up. Hello, Simon.
Rowey, Timmy, how you going?
Hey, Simon.
Good. Got 2 points. Firstly, I'm not sure if you noticed, but the journalists on AFL.com did their ladder predictor, and they've actually predicted the Crows to finish on top.
Wow. Who did that?
Yeah,
Simon? Who was
they
that?
did.
AFL.
AFL.com.au.
okay,
So
right.
and I think it's probably potentially based on, because you've got that Collingwood-Brisbane game, and you've also got Adelaide versus Collingwood in round 23. But yeah, I'm pretty confident they'll finish top 2. But the main reason I called Rowey, this is more for you, but Timmy, feel free to chip in. But if you had your best 22 for the Crows, assuming that everyone is fully fit and available, what would you go with? Before I ask you that, I'll tell you what I would go with. So out of the current team that played on the weekend, and assuming, obviously Mitch Hinge is available, but I would probably have Zach Taylor, Chase Jones, and maybe Luke Pedler, even though unlucky. I would probably have them out. And I would probably have Matt Crouch, Joshua Shelley, and maybe Sid Draper in it. And obviously apologies to Brodie Smith, Luke Nankervis, Jordan Butts, and I know there's a heap more: Bond, Edwards, Dowling, Schoenberg, Burgess, whatever. But I'm just curious, Roy, what would be your 22?
I do exactly that. You were spot on. You were spot on. Now, a lot of people are going to say, Matt Crouch. They forget how good he is at opposition ruckman's hand. And when it comes to this Crows midfield, that is one area that they're still struggling a bit with. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to tip out Berry's minutes or Saligo's minutes or anything like that. Sid Draper excites me. He's going to be the future of that midfield. Get him in. Just get him in. He had his best game for the year last year in the sample. Get him in. I don't care if you get him back in as a sub again.
It worries me that they've basically written him off for the year.
No, I don't think they have.
I hope not.
No, of course they haven't. He has got a point of difference no one else in that team's got. Electric. Electric.
Great
and
call,
some people
Simon.
like that. No, Simon, great call.
Well done, Simon.
Great call. Selleck speaks.
Hard to argue with that one.
And we've got Malcolm.
Hey, Malcolm.
G'day, boys. 2 points. I think it's unfair for you guys commentating and unfair for all us listeners that you're not doing the games live interstate. You've got to be able to looking down the field when you're commentating, seeing who's created the space, who's providing the block. You can't provide the full information from just watching TV. So, we get it during COVID, but surely we should move past that now, and you should be back to going games.
Well, I'll give you Lockie Murdoch's number, and you can send him an email. Malcolm, I would look.
We're not the only one in the country.
No, we're not the only ones, and Malcolm is right. I'm a binocular caller. I hate the telly. I'm awful at it, and I hate it. And I'm like Malcolm. I want to see us break from the centre square. I immediately, with my binoculars, go to the forward line. I can see that Taylor Walker's made space and Thilthorpe's out. I like calling that part of the game. You can't when it's a telly.
Yep, indeed.
Can you?
It's 29 minutes after
Thanks,
4.
Malcolm.
Thank you for your calls. Keep them coming in. $50 Powers voucher up for grabs. 8223 0000. Wayne Milera from the Crows after the headlines.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
For the first time since he came back from his break with his wife and kids, we are joined in the studio by the Premier, Peter Malinauskas.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
Can I start with a blunt question? And I don't want to sound rude or disrespectful.
No, not at all.
Have you had your ScoMo moment with this?
No, I don't think that's right.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
The state government only made a request for federal funding this weekend. Now, we've been talking since February about this.
5AA Breakfast.
This needs to be declared a natural disaster.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Come on in.
We open our doors to people we trust and care about. And for over 90 years, South Australians have been opening their doors to Rest Haven. In turn, we've been opening doors to an easier, better life at home. From personal care to help with the shopping and social outings, you'll welcome the care that Rest Haven brings.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon. Alice Burton with the 5AA News headlines. Police will resume the search for the missing head of Port Lincoln man, Julian Story. The state government has matched the federal government's support to tackle the algal bloom on South Australia's coastline. A $28 million package has been announced. Global superstar Ed Sheeran will perform at Adelaide Oval on March 5 next year as part of his new Loop tour. And in sport, the Crows and Port Adelaide have hit the training track as preparations continue ahead of Showdown 58. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Torrens Park had a crash, Blythewood Road near George Street, blocking the intersection there just near Scotch College, super slow. Kensington Abus Watermain, Kensington Road near Ships's Road, got works at Kilkenny Road near Jeanette Street. And we're slow as a wet wig at the moment, Findon Road near Grange, run at Kidman Park. Not sure why wet wigs are slow, but apparently they are. Cameras this afternoon, Alawoona Avenue, Mitchell Park, that's there right now, and also Fisher Street at Malvern. Look for the RAA signed at over 400 independent RAA approved repairers across SA. You know you can trust them because RAA do. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, showers tonight, then showers tomorrow and 15. Right now it's 11. We'll have more news at 5 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
You know there's something pretty nifty in the world of phones right now. The new Samsung Galaxy Z series. Yes, the Fold 7, Flip 7 and even the Flip 7 FE. They're sleek. They've got these magnificent foldable screens, pro-level cameras and a battery with more usage time than previous Flip models. Here's the best bit. Pre-order one at Harvey Norman and snag a bonus storage upgrade. You'll get 512 gig for the price of 256 gig. The new Samsung Fold 7 is like having a tablet that fits in your pocket. Big screen when you need it, sleek and compact when you don't. This offer wraps up on July 31st, so jump in and pre-order your Galaxy Z at Harvey Norman today.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you.
The Excelsior Hotel has always felt like home, and right now you can tuck into a schnitty and a pint for just $22 in the front bar. Not bad, hey? That's a schnitty and a pint for just $22, only in the front bar. Make sure you check out their $20 jugs of the month too, plus live acoustic music every Saturday and Sunday from 5 till 8 p.m. The Excelsior Hotel feels like home, but better. You just know it's a Barreau Hotel.
The SUV you haven't met yet. JQ has arrived, and Morford Vale is the only place you'll find them. Premium looks, smart tech, designed for beach getaways, back road breaks and school runs with flair. Plus an 8-year warranty and Australia's first future price promise. You won't just love the ride, you'll love the peace of mind. Only available at JQ Morford Vale. Built for this wild life. Wildly cool. Main South Road. T's and C's apply.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
It's 26 minutes to 5. Campo at 5 o'clock in a very special edition of Coach's Corner. He's not enjoying us pumping it up, but we are, because we think it's fantastic content. So that's coming up very shortly. More of your calls as well, 8223 0000. But right now, whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the goal square, you can customise your build with Sterling Homes.
Well, it's Showdown 58 week. Crows have 29 wins, Port 28. These games are truly 50-50s. Don't care where you are on the ladder, who's injured or whatnot. History will tell you that. Joining us, one of their star running defenders, them being the Crows. His name is Wayne Milera Jr. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Can we start with that great win over the Suns on Sunday? Boy, oh boy, wowee.
Yeah, no, it was a really good win. I guess we just sort of come out and we really try to. It was a big focus to bring the contest on the during the week, so I think we just come out and really brought that, and I guess our game just flowed off that, and we were able to have a pretty strong first half as a team, and then and then we just sort of flowed on from that. A little bit of a lapse in the third, but as good teams always do, they always fire a shot. So they were able to come back and play a bit of their game in the third, but we sort of wrestled back momentum and. And stuck at it and got a very good win.
You snuck off half-back with 1 minute 32 on the clock. The ball got delivered to you through the corridor. You pinned your ears back, shoulders out. Up on the corridor comes Thilthorpe, laced him out, no bruising. He kicked a goal and I sung it's over. I knew the minute we did that was a good sign. And that's what you're doing now, Junior. You're getting up a bit. They're starting to use you. And your kick inside 50 is just elite. I bet you like that part of your game.
Yeah, definitely. And, it's pretty nice when you've got pretty potent forward line. You can sort of, there's plenty of options. We don't just focus on just kicking it into filthy.
No.
Obviously Tex and Darth there as well, and then the smalls all floating around doing their thing. So, it's always nice when you've got plenty of options. That makes it a lot easier to kick inside 50.
Is that the best footy the team's played this year? I said on the Monday in our wrap-up, I haven't seen a team play that good a footy this year.
Yeah, it definitely was, one of our better games. I think it just in terms of our, three facets of our game, our offense, defence and our contest, I think, definitely it was one of the standouts of the year. So I thought we brought that all game and, we delivered a very strong result, which was nice. To do.
We do a 3-2-1. Well, Campo does. I try to convince him. I wanted to give the entire back six the 3 votes. You guys as a collective, well, I know there's 7 because there's one on the bench you rotate through, but your continuity and understanding amongst yourselves in the air and on the ground has been absolutely superb. Would you agree?
Yeah, no, it definitely has been. I think, you're a result of what happens up the ground, but I think, definitely when there's a bit of dirty ball from, pressure from forwards and mids, and definitely helps us out. But, if it is the case that, we make a couple of mistakes up the ground, I feel like, we've done well in trying to help the team out. And I think there's just a real good understanding of what each player in that back 6-7 brings to the team. And we're all pretty well on the same page, and I think there's probably a massive part of our success too has been, Cheese and Dan Curtin on the wings coming back and helping us out. So they're definitely massive help. That probably is getting seen from outside, but definitely hugely rated inside the 4 walls.
Hey, Wayne, could you believe the margin at half-time? I mean, you build yourself up for a big game and the like. You walk down in the change rooms and go, wow, what just happened then? I mean, it's a different mindset, isn't it, to what you're going out with, and you got such a lead.
Yeah, it was sort of a weird one because we knew we was playing some good footy, and I guess we was just able to execute our shots on goals, and it just sort of the sort of lead just blew out, and like I said before, we sort of regrouped at half time and sort of said, we know they're going to come, they'll come eventually, and they definitely did in that third, and got kicked a few goals, and we sort of just bring it back to the contest, and was able to finish it off in a nice fashion.
Rowey was talking about the way you're delivering inside 50. You're seeming to get a lot of deep set shots on goal, and that's such an advantage because you're obviously a higher percentage of kicking that goal if you're in that 30-metre range. And I watched this particular game, and you got a lot through really good ball delivery.
Yeah, it's been something we've been working on as well. There's always something throughout the weeks that pops up in the games and goes through during the week. And one of them has been, obviously we've got massive focuses on our defence, and that's probably the cornerstone of the contest, and defence is cornerstone of our game. But we've had a bit of a focus on composure inside 50. So it's definitely something we're focused on. And the forwards, like I said before, we've got some pretty good targets up there that help, and they're playing some really good footy as well. So why not get it into them and let them do their thing?
Their conversion inside 50 is just off the radar at the moment. You were pick 11 in 2015, so you were at the Crows in 2017. It was your second season. Do you feel the same excitement and belief about this group as you did back then?
Yeah, I think the group's has probably been building there for a little bit now. The last few years, probably hasn't got the results that we've wanted, but there's been this belief, for a couple of years now, I think, personally. So the group's incredibly tight, and I think we're maturing really well. And, you're seeing, your Dan Curtins, these guys stepping up and playing, like Joshua Worrell down back is had an unbelievable year. So you're seeing these boys really step up and owning the team. So, I think there's, it's a really tight group, and we're all sort of playing and understanding how we want to play, and we're executing that really well, reflecting in wins.
Now, I know you live in the moment. It's 1 week at a time, and you don't dare to dream, and you don't look too far ahead. But, most scribes have got you finishing top 2 with the run you've got. More so than all of that, do you think you got the talent in the game that you can win the flag this year, Junior?
Look, I'm going to go to it, but you're not going to like it. But this week's obviously a big one. You said before, before I jumped on, we're playing the Showdown this week, so we're not looking past that at the moment. We've got that, and we know, like you said, in that little prelude showdowns, they tend to be 50-50, so it's going to be a massive game for us. Obviously, they're obviously not going to play finals, but Ken Hinkley's probably his last showdown, so I'm sure they'll be right up, and they'll want to send him off in a good showdown. So they're definitely going to bring it. So that'll be our main focus this week for sure.
stay in the now, Junior. Don't let buffhead people sitting in cheap seats like this get too carried away about you can do this, you can do that. 1 week at a time has served you well, hasn't it? It has.
Definitely has.
Good.
That's one. You know, we've sort of said we've got a pretty with our Gold Coast game, we've got a pretty challenging few weeks coming.
Yep.
Off a couple of 6-day breaks as well. So there's some big games and ones that the ladder is what it is. But if we just keep winning games and sticking at it, it'll sort itself out at the end of the year, and we'll do that when it comes to it.
Well, Wayne, it is Showdown week, and I'm glad Stephen sort of led you into that. You played your junior footy at Ingle Farm. They were the Bulldogs. You went to Centrals. They were Bulldogs.
Yeah.
You did the Port Adelaide Indigenous AFL Academy. Were you a Crows barracker or a Port barracker when you were a kid?
Yeah, I was a Crows barracker all through. So, that Port Academy was good in my sort of did it year 11, 12, and sort of a bit of a way to help schooling as well with tying it with some sport. So I enjoyed that. That couple of years there and got a bit of an insight. So
was Paulie Vandenberg running that one?
Yeah, Paulie was. Yeah, so he's still around now, which is good. He's doing some work at the AFL. So we, definitely still stay in touch.
And he couldn't coach you in to staying at Albany there, just maybe putting the Guernsey on.
Well, there is such a thing as a draft.
Oh, is there? Oh, right.
and we did have pick 11, and we did get him. Hey, before we let you go, Wayne, Port think they got a mortgage on Nasiah Wayne Milera. I reckon we're up to our eyeballs in him as well, aren't we?
We haven't said anything.
Yeah, well, I don't think anyone knows what's going on at the moment. So,
okay.
Naz will make his call when he makes his call, but like we said previously, we would love to have him at the club, but he's got to make a decision on what he wants to do in his future. But yeah, he'd look good in the tricolours, wouldn't he?
God, imagine him on one half back flank and you on the other. I'm just starting to draw.
Wayne, the tri-colours are black, white and teal. They're very good colours.
Please. Hey, Junior, keep up the great work down back, mate. Your elite pace, skills, sideways movement and delivery. We are a much better team with a fit, healthy, firing Wayne Milera, mate. Keep it up. Some exciting times ahead, 1 week at a time, and do not listen to buffheads in the media like me that try to get the horse before the cart.
Yeah, we're excited. We'll take it. We've got the Showdown this week. And
well done.
And we'll do our best in that one. So.
Good on you. Well done, Junior. Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
See you, Wayne.
I think you actually do have to have the horse before the cart. I meant to say the cart before the horse.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You've had that a few times.
I am becoming so professional with this new attitude about just enjoying the ride with this Crows team.
It's a different kind of Rowey, but I think we're getting used to it.
No, but I have to because I feel I'm just going to enjoy
and
the ride.
I like the ride with the cart before the horse.
Do you? You like the other? All right, play the production.
No, we're unwavering to the 1 week at a time, just like Wayne Milera. Whether you blocks the size of Adelaide Oval or the goal square, customise your build with Sterling Homes. Your call straight after this. Let's check your traffic.
Crash at Torrens Park to look out for. Blythewood Road near George Street, blocking the intersection near Scotch College. Kensington, Burstwater Main, Kensington Road near Shipsters Road. Slow for works at St Peters, Paynham Road near Winchester Street. And getting busy at the moment, South Road at Edwardstown. Camera, the Esplanade Seaford. Start your journey with a Mercedes-Benz SUV. Save from $10,000 on select GLE models. Visit your nearest retailer today. Limited time only. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
City Discount Tires. Get saving now with City Discount Tires. We're offering great deals on the world's top brands in tires, wheels, suspension and parts. Suitable for four-wheel drives, SUVs and passenger cars, including Falcon, Michelin, Pirelli, Kumho, Hankook and many more. Finance options available. Search citydiscounttires.com.au and locate your nearest dealer today. City Discount Tires. We're driven by value. City Discount Tires.
Tired of rising power bills? What if you could eliminate power bills forever? With NRG Solar, the new cheaper home batteries program gives eligible homes and businesses up to 30% off the cost of a new home battery, saving you thousands. NRG Solar has the know-how to help you claim the rebate and design a system that delivers real long-term value. Own your energy, own your future. Call 1300 858 160. That's 1300 858 160 or visit nrgsolar.com.au now.
Hi, Brett Hibbert here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. OK, the end of financial year might be done and dusted, but at Mawson Lakes Mazda, the deals aren't. All makes, models and colours are being cleared, no exceptions. And there's a huge range of locate demos all ready for immediate delivery. Plus, you'll get free on roads, free stamp duty, free 12 months rego and $500 worth of accessories. Mawson Lakes Mazda, Salisbury Highway, T's and C's apply.
If you've ever wondered what the extra stands for in Physio Extra, that's easy.
Extra everything. Extra time with every appointment.
Extra care with a genuine hands-on approach to healing.
Extra expertise. Extra treatment options.
Extra appointments with same-day treatments available. Extra convenient because we have 6 Physio Extra locations around Adelaide. That's right, 6.
It's the extra in Physio Extra that makes all the difference. Visit physioextra.com for your nearest location or call for a same-day appointment.
Life's a journey. As you grow older, every step should bring you more of what you want. And at ECH, they understand that. As one of SA's largest retirement living and home care providers, ECH offers more in every sense. More help at home, more support with your health, or the perfect new home to downsize to. ECH won't tell you where you should be, but they'll always support you to get more out of life. Visit ech.asn.au or call ECH today.
John Williamson is coming to Adelaide.
A true blue. How you going, folks? Join me on my 55-year anniversary tour. My travelling days are done.
It's raining on the rock.
I'll be playing all my old favourites and songs from my new album. How many songs?
Beautiful world.
Can't wait to see you there.
They come from you. John Williamson, Her Majesty's Theatre, Friday, July 25. Book now at Ticketek, supported by FIVEAA.
The FIVEAA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
They've stuck by their coach, Worrell late in the piece, so they've just done a fantastic job, and they've stuck by their coach, Matthew Nix, when many would have thought maybe it's time for him to go, and they are going to be in the window now for the next 5 years.
Well, it's Showdown week. That's Matthew Lloyd. That's a big comment to make on Channel 9 last night. It's 11 minutes to 5. Campo in Coach's Corner after 5 o'clock. And if you have a personal injury claim, you can get the compensation you deserve by visiting clklegal.com.au. The injury reports for both the Crows and the Power.
Yeah, I'll do that. A couple of texts. I feel sorry for Timmy G sitting next to Rowey. How bloody annoying. How? What about this one?
Don't worry about me.
Why don't you pull your head in, Rowey? You're an embarrassment. Well, how I was talking to Wayne Milera, or what? Just the fact that I'm me.
Yeah, let's not worry about it.
All right, let's do this. CLK legal injury report. Tyler Welsh is out for a week. Oscar Ryan, hamstring 8 weeks. Jordan Butts to be confirmed. That sounds like that could be well and truly a month. Josh Rochelle to be confirmed. That would suggest it could be a month. So they might come back the last week before the finals. The big one is Mitch Hinge with that hip pointer. Here's his skipper, Jordan Dawson.
He's good, yeah. Obviously, copped the knock in the hip pointer. He's obviously wants to get up this week, but we'll see how that goes throughout the later in the week. And yeah, it's a bit of a nasty one, so he'll be monitored this week, and hopefully he's all right.
Oh, they hurt those ones.
Yeah. Is that your whole list?
What do you mean?
Is that all you got?
That's it, mate.
Is that all you got?
How good is that?
Oh, I got more than you.
Well, I just want to play, because yours will take a while. I just want to play this. This is Dawson on the midfield battle, and that's where it'll be won or lost.
We'll have plans in place, and it's not always about me as well. Like, we're a group in there, and I'll do what I can to play good footy, but I'm ultimately thinking about the team and how I can help the team win, and I've got different ways to do that. And obviously in there, we'll definitely try and help each other out, and like you said, get the clearances on our side and get the win.
I did like their setup around the contest against the Suns. Like, Berry went to every stoppage against Roll. Peatley went to every stoppage against Anderson. Like, they really had a plan for them. They knew, look, they're a talented team, and a bit like Port Adelaide's midfield.
Just couldn't have them dominating.
That's exactly right. And they broke even. They broke even. Very well planned.
Which was a good result, because after that, that's where you were able to beat them.
That's it. I'll expect the same this week.
All righty, the CLK injury report. Just sit back, take the weight off your legs and just relax while I go through this massive list. Look, it's kind of rosy. Actually, let's have a listen to him. Right. He's not 100%, I don't reckon.
Clearly, I'm the one that feels the pain, so I'm probably got most of the say in this one. But yeah, the conversations will be with everyone.
I'd be surprised if he doesn't. We spoke to him last night.
You don't run on your hands, mate. You don't run on your hands.
Williams. You don't run on your hands.
You don't run on your hands.
Back at training this week.
Yeah. Ryan Burton, 3 to 5. I think that's the season. Horn Francis is the season. Tom Cochrane is the season. Todd Marshall is the season. Sam Palpepper is the season. Radigalea is the season. Vizentini is the season. Xavier Walsh is the season. Yeah, it's
Make it stop.
It's Port Adelaide season, but not for the right reason. So all of those CLK legal injury reports are basically nobody available bar potentially Connor Rosey. It's not great, is it?
That's not good.
No. Well,
so on the back of that, Saturday there's showers, a top of 15. They're expecting 25 kilometre-an-hour gusts, so it's going to be wet and windy. It's going to probably rain, they are predicting, for the better part of the game.
Port
Showdown 58.
Port have had a little cider on that.
That's exactly right. That's what I'm getting at. They did play in those sort of conditions last week against Hawthorn. So here's an early one up until, well, I don't know, 5 o'clock. Just a little straw poll for a $50 Powers voucher. Crows by how many? 8223 0000. Well, do you give them any chance?
You have to.
On the Crow. Well, of course
I said
you
this
do.
last time. I said this last time.
And I'm with you. It's a bloody showdown.
Yeah.
And it'll be a brave person, Mike Dobbin from...
yeah.
Again, because he can put his money where his mouth is.
Yeah, but
that would bet
he does bet
big.
for Carlton.
Well, he does, but would bet big on the Crows winning big.
Yeah.
And I don't think they'll win big.
Yeah, I would hope not. I mean, Port have been opened up a few times, but not in the back half of the year. They've lost games, but they haven't lost them by those huge margins. So they've learnt to at least fight it out. But you would say on paper that it looks balanced in the Adelaide Crows' favour, would you not? So those stranger things have happened.
Here's some real good feedback.
I was going to say, the Unique Homestyle Foods text line is good at the moment.
Hear about this. No crap, Rowey, you're a dead set flog. The way you're ramping up the Crows is far beyond belief. I hope you do make the grand final and get flogged like the flog you are.
Gee,
wow.
Sean, flogging going on there.
Wow.
You know, my day, flogging was stealing.
These were the ones I was looking at.
Young lad.
So this one's from Dan the Crowsman. He says, Rowey, absolutely loving your work at the moment. However, I feel like you have another gear to go into by talking up the Crows. Come on, Rowey, fire up. There's a little bit of a sentiment there because Crows fans really do want to get excited in a time like this.
Well, they have every right to. No, they don't. We have been, have we or have we not been starved since 2017? Won a wooden spoon in 2020, dropped to 15th last year. We've been teased in the last 3 years of our best, and now we're starting to see it. Why would you not, if you're a Crows fan, get a bit excited?
Well, here's Connor Rosey on the motivation for Showdown. We'll get that in just a moment. Port motivation for Showdown, Rosie.
The plan. Every week's our biggest game from here on out. As I said before, there's no lack of motivation for these type of games.
So he doesn't need any motivation. There you go. There's the motivation for it. He doesn't need any motivation. So
doesn't he?
No?
I reckon he does.
No, well, what he's saying is the game is big enough for itself to get you going.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see.
Yeah, you'll see. Yeah. Exactly.
Should we have our first side bet on this?
You got
guess what I bought today? 6 bottles
I was just about to say,
Uncle
what margin?
Uncle Willie's Port. I'll put a bottle of Uncle Willie's Port.
What margin?
I'm not giving you in. It's just win.
Oh,
straight up
on.
and down win.
You just told me how much buy. You just asked people to ring in how much buy.
The listeners how much buy.
Well, you can't just go for a even
so
bet.
You don't reckon you're any chance?
You got to give me. You got to give me points in.
No, you don't. Well,
you said how much buy.
Why don't you put trainer wheels on?
Well,
why don't you put some floaties on those arms of yours?
You take 7 out for the season then.
Well, no. Because
take 7 of your players out.
We've got Burjo, and you clearly don't.
No,
we've got a real.
You take 7 out.
Well, no.
Oh,
no.
That is an unfair bet.
Well, you're saying that the injuries are why you where you are. You've always said you don't blame injuries.
No.
So why all of a sudden I've got to take 7 out?
Well, you're saying to me that how much you're going to win by. So you predicted the victory. It's just a matter now of how much.
You're channeling Chad Corns. This is your dream final.
No,
this
I don't
is your
do that.
final. This Saturday night is your final because you're not going to make finals.
I don't do that.
This is your final.
Yeah.
This is your final.
Yeah, you could treat it like that if you wish to.
Well, I'm not, because we're going to play finals.
This is the beautiful showdown bickering that we get used to in the week
so
off.
how much? So you want me to give you a margin in?
You think about the margin, how confident you are.
Okay, 60 points.
I'll take that.
I think you might. All right, have your say. Your calls, 8223 0000. Campo in Coach's Corner after the news.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
You know there's something pretty nifty in the world of phones right now. The new Samsung Galaxy Z series. Yes, the Fold 7, Flip 7 and even the Flip 7 FE. They're sleek. They've got these magnificent foldable screens, pro-level cameras and a battery with more usage time than previous Flip models. Here's the best bit. Pre-order one at Harvey Norman and snag a bonus storage upgrade. You'll get 512 gig for the price of 256 gig. The new Samsung Fold 7 is like having a tablet that fits in your pocket. Big screen when you need it, sleek and compact when you don't. This offer wraps up on July 31st, so jump in and pre-order your Galaxy Z at Harvey Norman today.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you.
We open our doors to people we trust and care about. And for over 90 years, South Australians have been opening their doors to Rest Haven. In turn, we've been opening doors to an easier, better life at home. From personal care to help with the shopping and social outings, you'll welcome the care that Rest Haven brings.
1 minute you've got a life in front of you and you're happy and you've got your family, and the next minute you've got nothing. And I thought to myself, this is the end of my life. I don't know where I'm going to be tomorrow. But Hutt Street Centre straight away made me feel like I'm safe. I'm comfortable. There is another day tomorrow, and it's going to be a bright day. That's what Hutt Street is to me.
Step up to end homelessness by supporting Hutt Street Centre's Walk a Mile in My Boots. Register or donate today.
Folks travel far and wide to meet Trev from Rollerco.
G'day, is Trev around? Oh, sorry, mate, he's with a customer right now.
Trev's always eager to please. Just pat him on the belly and he'll do anything for you. Oh, yes, Trev said you can order your sliding door or window parts online and he'll organise delivery to your door. rollerco.com.au. They'll get you rolling. No, I'm not patting you on the belly. Oh, all right.
It's Christmas in July at Wayville Hyundai. With every car delivered this month, we'll donate $100 straight to the Salvation Army Red Shield Appeal, so your new Hyundai helps Aussies in need. Plus, we're inviting you to join us by popping a donation under our Christmas tree so we can pass it on to Salvation Army. Head to our website to see how you can help make a difference. Visit wayvillehyundai.com.au and change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai.
The latest local, national and international news for South Australia. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Showers tonight, down to 9. Showers tomorrow and 15. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Alice Burton.
Agostino Mitsubishi's is overstocked with demos that must be cleared. Upgrade your vehicle today. Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Police will resume their search for the missing head of Port Lincoln man Julian Story after identifying new areas of interest. Major crime detectives will team up with local Air Western Police to conduct the searches. Other emergency services will provide assistance in watered areas. Police allege Mr. Story was murdered by his partner, 34-year-old Port Lincoln woman Tamika Chesser, at their flat on Flinders Highway last month. Ms. Chesser, a former reality TV star, has been charged with murder. The South Australian Government will match the federal government's funding package to help tackle the state's algae bloom crisis. $28 million will go towards science and research, cleanups, industry and community support and communications. Parts of the funding will be rolled out immediately, but the state opposition says the government has been embarrassed into acting months after the toxic algal bloom was first detected. Shadow Environment Minister David Basham says it's an insult to the industries, communities and livelihoods devastated across the state.
The federal government should have been involved in this long ago. Likewise, the state government has to have been dragged here as well. Only 3 weeks ago, the opposition was being called fearmongering in this space, getting the Fisher support. And finally, both governments have realised that they actually have to do something here.
The opposition believes Labor is giving comfort to terrorists after signing a statement criticising Israel over aid to Gaza. Australia has joined more than 2 other countries urging the Netanyahu government to ease restrictions and allow more food to flow to Palestinians. The US is not a signatory, while Hamas has welcomed the statement. Shadow Foreign Minister Michaela Cash says the government has put Australia in a bad position.
The international community should be on a daily basis calling on the listed terrorist organisation Hamas to end the suffering of the people in Gaza. They free the remaining Israeli hostages and they lay down their weapons.
A Qantas flight has been forced to make a sudden landing at Mildura. Emergency personnel were on the ground as the plane bound for Melbourne turned back shortly after takeoff due to a technical issue. 63 passengers were on board.
My initial thoughts were, how on earth are we going to fix this problem mid-air?
New data from Westpac reveals a person is most likely to be targeted by scammers after 4 p.m. on a Tuesday. Fraudsters are deliberately striking during this busy period as people are more likely to be distracted with finishing work or school pickup. The most common fraud used during this peak time is the remote access scam. A man's been jailed after a fart spray prank at a Bunnings store in regional WA went wrong. Paul Andrew Hart claims he accidentally set off a pepper spray-like substance dubbed Satan's spit instead of releasing the fart spray, which was also in his pocket. The incident on Anzac Day last year sent nearly a dozen people to hospital. The 52-year-old was sentenced to 16 months behind bars and will be eligible for parole later this year. And it's been confirmed Ed Sheeran is heading back to Australia and New Zealand early next year. He'll play at Adelaide Oval on March 5 as part of the Loop Stadium tour. Tickets go on sale next Tuesday. Now turning to 5AA Sport, and Sam Docherty's remarkable AFL career will come to a close on Thursday night against Hawthorn at the MCG. The 31-year-old Carlton defender has announced his retirement. A best and fairest winner with the Blues in 2016, Docherty made the All-Australian team in 2017 and was co-captain from 2019 to 2021.
I leave the game in such a happy spot. I feel like I got so much more out of my career than I ever thought was possible. But footy for me is about people. The memories that I've made here, getting drafted to Brisbane, it's been a wild ride. Vossi and I were just laughing. He was there at day one and then is now at the last one as well, first and last coach. It's just an interesting journey I've been on.
Opener Jake Weatherald has scored a century for Australia A against Sri Lanka A, pushing his claims for an Ashes call-up, and 7-time Grand Slam winner Venus Williams has celebrated victory in the women's doubles at the Washington Open. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Greater Wingfield to look out for. Hansard Road near Cormac Road, Torrens Park another collision, Blythewood Road near George Street just near Scotch College, and a burst water main still getting fixed at Kensington Road near Shipster Road. Busy right now, South Road, Edwardstown slow, Tapley's Hill Road, Glenelg North with a camera, Hectorville Road at Hectorville. At Specsavers, get one pair of designer multifocals, no gap. Choose from the $199 range, includes standard multifocal lenses. Should have gone to Specsavers, conditions apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota forklift advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Showers tomorrow and 15, partly cloudy on Thursday, 17, and rain on Friday, 13, then showers over the weekend. Right now it's 10. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, a new search for the missing head of a Port Lincoln man man allegedly murdered by his reality TV star girlfriend. Scam warning, the dodgy locksmiths ready to pounce. The Reserve Bank document which reveals what the next move on interest rates could be. And a very royal birthday for Prince George marks a shift in palace protocol. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
Stay informed, get involved. 5AA, always Adelaide. The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
It's 6 minutes after 5 here on this Tuesday evening. Still to come on the show, we have former world champion Aussie boxer Barry Michael to join us at 5:30. We're going to speak with Ned McHenry. He's going to join us in the studio as well, which we love each Tuesday night. And, of course, your calls, 8223 0000. $50 voucher to Parafield Airport Liquor Store for our best caller tonight. We're live on the Ranella Hyundai live stream as well. If you hop on 5AA's Facebook and YouTube, you can watch the show live as it happens, because right now we're welcoming in this man.
On the 5AA Sports Show, this is Coach's Corner with Scott Camporeale. Thanks to Unique Homestyle Foods, proudly baking for hundreds of South Australian businesses for 35 years. Greatness in the making.
Campo, welcome.
Thanks, guys.
For Unique Homestyle Foods. I've got to quickly read this because I know you've done a body of work. I'll do it quickly. Post-match, the coach of Gold Coast Suns, Damien Hardwick, had a really good line. He said, every good team I've been involved with has got a kick in the nuts. Just copped a kick in the... And we all have, haven't we, in football?
Absolutely.
Here's one, that big buff-head row won't stop growing until he too can get a great big kick in his nuts. I can't wait. Oh,
it's nasty.
That is nasty, Timmy.
Yeah. I got one here. Timmy, stop using injuries as an excuse. I wasn't allowed to mention them last year. Look, I did it to negotiate a margin. I got a 60-point margin. I'm happy.
That's fantastic.
It's all about negotiation.
Now, you've done a body of work because you were there for the Crows build, list build, coach build to get up to the 2017 grand final. And the Crows are looking like they're potentially top 4 bound. Let's do that.
Well, I thought do something. I mean, obviously, it's a showdown. It's a big week. We understand that. But to go through the numbers where Port's at, they've got injuries, probably not fair. But it is an excuse, but it is part of the reality. And if you go on the flip side, Adelaide are healthy and in good shape. So if we can go through the numbers again. But what I was thinking about, like, if they happen to get there, and I did looked at the AFL thing today as well when I got up this morning and they did it, and I thought, geez, I wonder if there's a comparison that we can do now, albeit. The waiver to this is 217 versus 225. There's 8 years of difference, but majority of the numbers when I look through are still similar in terms of what's the most important to be a finals contender and a premiership contender.
And were champion data measuring all the same things?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. Champion data goes back to, I think, 1999 or something like that.
They wouldn't have measured all the KPIs they have now.
I haven't gone back
because I don't remember ground ball bets.
They have developed. They have developed.
Yeah,
yes.
it's one of those things along the way that when coaches,
but the key ones.
So I thought, and once again, let's preface it with the two teams are different era, all those things. But I thought if they're going to head into September, this is the closest thing because I could have gone back and done the premiership when Adelaide won back to back, but that's too long ago. The game's completely changed. I don't think the game's changed too much in terms of what the most important thing is. So I thought I'll just do something different. May work, may not, but people can ring in and give some feedback. That's fine. But I thought, well, Adelaide,
we get it all the time.
Yeah, have 2020 still coming.
In 2017, so there's one less round than there is this year. So 22 rounds in 2017. So 15 wins, 6 losses, 1 draw. In 2017. So at the moment, the Crows are 13 wins, 5 losses. So they're well on the way, and we finished top that year in 2017. So you'd think that they're going to be minimum top 4 at this point in time.
I would say tick that box.
Yeah. 5 games to go.
Yeah. So they're in a great position. So then I looked at, and you heard Wayne talk about it before, the 3 phases. So that hasn't changed across the journey. So you talk about contest, you talk about defence, and you talk about offence and what those things made up. So I picked out some of the key stats. So contested possession, 2017, 6th for 217. So all these numbers I read out first are 217. And 2025, they're 5th. So about even par in terms of how they're going about, and even with the differential too around the game. So about +4 a game in that phase. Uncontested possession, 5th, +15 in 2017, +8, ranked 6th at this point in time in 2025.
Right.
So very similar in that phase. Inside 50, so you remember that we're a high-scoring team in 2017. Obviously, part of that is having inside 50s. So per game, so if you think about the game, so number 2 in 2017, so we were +7 per game. So every time we played a game, we had 7 more on average than the opposition. Adelaide this year are 5th, they're +4. So you think about the forward line that have got now, they're getting a great return, and it's a very potent forward line. But you think of, take a step back to Lynch, Jenkins, Betts, Walker, Cameron, all those guys through there as well. So that we're giving him great service to kick a score in that part of the game there. The little anomaly that I found was that in terms of, you talk about kick-to-handball ratio, we spoke about Port early in the season that they handballed a lot. The interesting thing, which I was trying to remember why we did it, but it came to me in the end. So kick-to-handball ratio, they kick the ball much more Adelaide now than what we did back in 2017.
That would have been my gut feel.
Yeah, but the reason I thought about it, and part of our strategy was, and they were defending differently back then. So if you remember Jenkins and Lynch and Walker used to get goals out the back, you don't often see a lot of that anymore. So what we try to do is get handball receives inside and break that open. And then once we got going, then we could get teams out the back once we got forward of centre, and we were able to hit teams out the back. The Crows now are a bit more kick mark. So they've that's the difference. So we handballed it. We had 173 per game back then. Now 132. So 40 less handballs.
That's a fair amount
in the game. But that was the difference in why I think the game's changed. So kick mark to get through versus kick still mark, because we still mark the ball a fair bit, on average about the same, but we used to try and break the opposition through a handball receive. So you think a Laird off half-back, Smith off half-back, pinging through the middle of the ground and then getting teams out the back. So a little shift in the way teams are defending in the last 8 years, but still a similar mode, but different mode in terms of handball receives and kicks marked. So that was the other thing. So time in forward half. So back in 2017, on average, was +5 minutes in Adelaide's forward half. Now it's about 3.5 minutes. So on average, we got the ball inside forward 50 and kept it in there for about a minute and a half longer than what they're doing now. Points from forward half, exactly the same. No surprise. And so if you go then, what's the end result? So points for, so back in 2017, it was interesting because I sort of had an idea, but I couldn't remember. We averaged 108 points a game back in 2017, which was ranked 1.
Wow.
This year, ranked 3 at the moment at 99, say 100. So about a goal difference. Okay. Now, where does that come from? So you think about Adelaide now, and we've been really impressed with how they transition the ball.
D50, F50.
All that. And the intercept position into there. So Adelaide are ranked number 2 in that phase this year, and they averaged 71 points a game. What do you reckon we were in 2017?
I reckon it'd be above that.
Yeah. So we were ranked number 1 at 80 points a game.
That was your game, though.
So you sit there and you go, geez, I mean, it sort of brings back a bit of memories about how well we were able to move the ball. So the goal of game difference in points for is the turnover. So clearance exactly the same. So if you think of this midfield now versus the midfield back then, very, very similar. But what we're able to do in 2-7, we probably won more clearances on the back of that versus what this team is doing right at the moment.
And just on that, I've got the team. So your midfield was Brad Crouch, Matt Crouch, Rory Sloane, with Mackay and Atkins on a wing.
Yep.
And the other player that used to roll
Sam
through
Jacobs in the ruck.
With Sam Jacobs in the ruck was a Greenwood or a Knight.
Yep. Yeah,
that was your midfield.
Well, Knight was a bit more that sort of hybrid come up or do a bit of a run with. Greenwood was a little bit more inside and then went forward for it.
That's him.
Yeah, so a little bit different, in terms of the dynamic of that group through there. Now, points against. So slightly better team defensively under Matthew Nicks. So 71 points a game, ranked 2nd in the comp. Back in 2017, ranked 4th at 80 points. So a goal better off in offence and a goal less in defence, so roughly about the same. So they're very similar.
Balances up.
Yeah. So the other thing,
interesting, isn't it?
Well, and the other thing too, and I heard you say about how efficient they are inside forward 50 Adelaide, and they are, like no question about that. They scores per inside 50. So your percentage when you go inside forward 50, do you score? 47% of the time Adelaide score.
Yep.
Back in 2017, 50% of the time they scored. So
that's phenomenal.
And I'll just give you that forward line for that grand final. Eddie Betts, not bad.
Pretty good.
Charlie Cameron.
Pretty sharp.
Not bad. Texas Walker.
Pretty sharp.
Still going. His game. Still going. And then it was Jenkins, Lynch, Douglas.
Yeah.
Well, that's how it was lined up.
Yeah, that's how it was lined up. So at the end of the day, it's still, and even goals per, inside 50. So when you kick a goal when you get in there, 27%, 28% back there. So pretty much similar. So a lot of similarities in the way they're playing, but the biggest anomaly is a bit more kick mark to get through versus
the Murray Davis Brisbane.
I think so. I think so. Because when I was looking through, it's pretty much very similar to the Brisbane numbers. Brisbane are off the charts in terms of uncontested mark differential. They're like plus 200 to the next year, to the next team. And you can see it when you watch them. You hardly ever see them, they quick turn, hit that 15-metre pass, they turn, and then they lower their eyes. So, but, it was just an interesting comparison. I thought do something different. But, give us a call. Give us some feedback.
So does that give you confidence that the Crows have got a game style that can stand up in finals pressure?
Well, it stood up until grand final day.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And it did. You won that prelim by.
It's not so much.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it's not so much a game style sometimes as a collective handling the day, isn't it?
Correct.
I think
that's true.
It was just a bad day,
but
and that can happen.
Yeah, look. Once again, there's a lot of those numbers, top four, which you need to be in, and take 217 away. If you look at the last 3 or 4 premiers, all those numbers are stacking up in terms of what they've been able to deliver. But yes, you've got to get it done grand final day. Is the rider that 217 we had a cross and hopefully 225 is a tick.
But Sydney had a very similar experience last year.
Yes. Correct.
They
did.
They played some great footy, and they have, unfortunately, and they again failed to deliver and looked like they didn't handle the occasion well.
Yeah. Well, you as in Port kicked them in the nuts at home here by 119 points.
Well, yeah.
They went on to make a grand final and then got kicked in the other nut.
Yeah, which was a surprise because they'd recovered.
Oh, I thought they did too.
Yeah.
That was a surprise. Well, have you say, Campo? Well done. I like that a lot. 822 300
So a couple of unique homestyle food texts before we get to the break. And Campo, you've done an excellent job. Sean's asked, could you do a comparison of our record versus top 8 sides this year and in 2017? So to save you the work, Campo, I just did it while you were talking. Crows in 2017 was 7 wins, 3 losses against the top 8 teams.
Yep.
This year, I've done top 9 because I think top 8's just so fluid.
Hang on. As a union rep, I just don't want you encroaching on this minute.
I like it.
Just trying to assist.
I like it.
4 wins, 5 losses this year.
Okay.
So not quite as good a record, but it's there. So thank you, Sean. If you've got other questions.
Well, they have an opportunity because they've got Hawthorn.
They do.
And
Collingwood.
They win those two, it's same.
Just about. Yeah, it'd be 6 and 5 if they win them both. It's 19 after 5, 822 300 Call in. Campo's here. Here's your roads.
Torrens Park still cleaning up from an earlier crash. Blythewood Road near George Street, just near Scotch College there. Kensington, Burstwater Main, Kensington Road near Shipsters Road. Slow for works at Ridgehaven, North East Road near Dale Avenue. And busy for the drive home at the moment. Anzac Highway at the Morford Road intersection. Cameras, Adelaide Terrace, Edwards Town and Briar Road at Felixstowe. Red Hot 2 for 1 Asia cruises have docked at Flight Centre. Double the fun for half the price. Hurry, on sale until August 17. Book now at Flight Centre. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
For the very latest in local footy, tune in to the 5AA Sandful Show each Monday from 6:30 p.m. It's tradition, it's excitement, and it's beats, eats, and footy fun with your mates. Sandful, nothing beats it.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
You know there's something pretty nifty in the world of phones right now. The new Samsung Galaxy Z series. Yes, the Fold 7, Flip 7, and even the Flip 7 FE. They're sleek. They've got these magnificent foldable screens, pro-level cameras, and a battery with more usage time than previous Flip models. Here's the best bit. Pre-order one at Harvey Norman and snag a bonus storage upgrade. You'll get 512 gig for the price of 256 gig. The new Samsung Fold 7 is like having a tablet that fits in your pocket. Big screen when you need it, sleek and compact when you don't. This offer wraps up on July 31st, so jump in and pre-order your Galaxy Z at Harvey Norman today.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you.
Finding the best schools and teachers in my area, discovering new extracurriculars, plus back-to-school advice. Education updates. That's news to me. Visit The Advertiser today.
All righty. Some events leave a mark. City to Summit is one of those. On Friday, the 26th of September, join a powerful movement. Hundreds of everyday South Australians taking on a 21-kilometre trek from the heart of Adelaide to the summit of Mount Lofty. It's actually a great walk.
It is. I used to do this with Jody. I reckon I'd die doing it now. So isn't it just a beautiful walk?
Oh, it's a beautiful
I love it. Look, it's a physical challenge, but it's also a deeply personal one. Along the way, you'll walk beside young people whose lives have been changed by Operation Flinders.
What a great operation it is.
Jono's in this. Jono Robin.
He is.
You'll also see firsthand how your support makes all the difference.
In just 5 years, this event has raised over $250,000. Now, whether you're stepping up solo or with a crew, this is a chance to be part of something really special. The impact that it has on young lives is amazing.
I'm going to have to get myself fit for this. We have a passionate team here from FIVEAA. They've already registered and absolutely loved the experience last year. City to Summit is, it's close to sold out.
Oh, hurry up.
There is still time to support someone in need today. So please do search City to Summit, the number 2, City to Summit, and register online today.
Much on this weekend? How about a quick trip to Amsterdam? Dig into cones of Belgian fries topped with mayo, mini Dutch pancakes and indulgent Biscoff milkshakes. Stock up on authentic Dutch products, market-fresh produce and irresistible Dutch cakes made from scratch daily. Take a leisurely stroll past the windmill, admire the tulips and the Delft Blue. Visit Amsterdam this weekend at the Dutch Pantry. OG Road Clemzig, open 7 days. Just look for the big windmill.
Hello, this is Roger from Optical by National Pharmacies.
Hey, is there a 20% off sale?
There's no sale.
Oh, I missed it.
No, you can still save 20%.
What?
It's just not a sale.
Then what is it?
It's just 20% off frames, lenses and sunglasses.
So like a sale?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not really.
Oh.
You just need a National Pharmacies membership. You can join in store today.
Oh, a membership.
Yeah, with Optical by National Pharmacies, you've got this. Terms and conditions apply.
Rowey and Timmy G, the FIVEAA Sports Show.
23 after 5, Barry Michael, former boxing pro world champ, is going to join us at 5:30. But right now on the Ranella Hyundai live stream, Campo is with us live in Coach's Corner.
Certainly is, and people have called in, and one of his favourites from Bondi. Hello, Tony.
Good afternoon, boys. How you going?
Excellent.
Good, Tone.
That is good. Hey, just a couple of quick things. As always, I am just hoping I will stop hearing during the call of a Crows game every time Dan Curtin gets a football and someone says to Mark Rashudo, "Roo, where's his best spot?" That kid's playing his best spot.
Yes, he is.
Right now. And there are some things, and I'll just go one thing that I don't think people are even seeing. I watch opposition teams trying to exit their D50 on broken play, and I've lost count of how many times they kick to a tall one-on-one matchup, and that young man, Curtin, gets across, kills that footy out of bounds, and lets Adelaide set up another stoppage. He's really good at reading. His defensive actions are really good. And then the last thing I'll say, and this is in no way a response to your stats fest earlier, Campo, as I love the numbers, but there is one thing that will gazump the numbers in football always, and I think for Adelaide in particular, we've really seen it this year. Nothing beats having your players arrive game day, 1, available, 2, feeling excellent, like in really good physical condition, and 3, confident that they're going to play well, in form. So you get your playing group week to week to be fit and in form, you get most stuff done, I would have thought.
Yeah, no, good call, Tony. Again, yep, Dan Curtin's best position is where he's playing at the moment. As I said, as a philosophy, I'd love tall wingman. So 197, I think he is a pretty good size to have a wingman, and he does it, and he doesn't get outmarked, number one, or two, he does mark it, so he's a good outlet from that point of view. Healthy list, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've got to have your best players playing, there's no question. And just to back that up, so Adelaide have only used 33 players this year. That's second in the comp. Brisbane are equal to that on the top. And 12 have played every game. That's ranked one in the competition. So you talk about continuity. And then if you go down the other end, Timmy, to your point with Port, they've used 37 players this year, which is ranked 14th, and only 4 players have played every game. So that's a, and for a variety of reasons as well. It's not one thing, but if you talk about having a healthy list and your timing of it, no question.
Yeah. Tony, to play on what you said, I remember sitting in the studio opposite here in 2015, and Phil Walsh, in the first interview we had with him, I said, what's your philosophy? And he said, I spend probably 80% of my time on the morale of the troops. And if I can get the morale of the troops right, that'll get me field position. Field position might be up on the ladder, the way you play, lock it in the fort, whatever it is. But he said morale of the troops is everything. And he was a real war historian.
He was,
And God,
Sun Tzu stuff and Napoleon. That was one of Napoleon's big things.
The morale of the troops will get your field position. God, it's a good saying. Hello, Terry.
Oh, g'day, Scotty. I wanted to talk about ruck coaching. I think we all remember the cap that Nick Davis got in the grand final to win the granny for the Swans. Why is it that we just don't see enough of that sort of stuff where a ruckman hits somebody on the move, running past, and they can affect the outcome of the game? So, Gary Ablett was a great exponent of being able to receive it. So obviously him and the ruckman had something in common that, they could talk to each other. They knew where each other were going to be and where they were going. But these days we hear this stat about hit-outs to advantage. Well, hit-out to advantage is a very loose interpretation of hitting someone on the chest who's on the move and bang, the ball straight down into the goal square. I mean, why can't we get that better in the game and our guys palm the ball like Ren used to do? He used to hit someone all the time.
Yeah, well, it's a good point. I think that they're essentially trying to do it, Terry, but, with the congestion around the stoppage, it's not quite as easy as what it was. Both teams, if, for example, if you've got 3 midfielders, there's pairs, there's 6, one will throw up another one, there's another one, and then there's another, the opposition will mirror that, and then you've got 2 wingers. So essentially you can have probably 6 pairs around that stoppage, so it's not quite as easy as it is. And most teams inside D50 now I used to have a philosophy, and we used to say it to the boys, it's like you got a burglar in your house. You want to get it out of there as quick as you can. So it was red alert. You don't score from that part of the ground. There's like a 3 or 4% chance of scoring. So it's about making sure you own your player and not let him go side. The Nick Davis one, that probably happens. I mean, I highlighted because it was a pretty important game. But I seem to remember Isaac Rankin won at Adelaide Oval. Was it last week, 2 weeks ago, when Rob just flicked it
It was elite,
So that was pretty good. Paddy Ryder with Robbie Gray was pretty special.
elite.
But yeah, it's not as easy as just being able to do that. And the ruckmen spent a lot of time on it.
Yeah. Campo, outstanding work, mate. We will see you Saturday night for the big one, Showdown 58.
That is it. Unique Homestyle Foods brings us Campo, proudly baking for hundreds of South Australian businesses, large and small, for 35 years. Hustlers in the baking industry. Visit uniquehomestylefoods.com.au.
Barry Michael, of course, former boxing world champ, is going to join us after the 5:30 headlines.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
The Minister for Environment did make it to Adelaide to investigate the algal bloom, and he joins us now.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
Welcome to Adelaide, finally. Why won't you declare this a natural disaster?
I guess it's a little bit more like a drought in the sense that it's been building for a long time.
Well, you get drought relief.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
You were specifically asked as our national government and warned that this was going to happen.
5AA Breakfast.
You didn't even meet with those people.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good evening, Alice Burton with the 5AA News headlines. The search will resume for the missing head of Port Lincoln man Julian Story, with police identifying new areas of interest. The state government has matched Canberra's algal bloom package to help tackle the toxic outbreak. Global superstar Ed Sheeran will play at Adelaide Oval on March 5 next year as part of the Loop Stadium tour. And in sport, the live dates are out for 2026, with the tournament set to begin on Friday, February 13 at the Grange Golf Course. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Delays clearing from that earlier crash at Torrens Park, Blythewood Road near George Street. Burst waterways still causing delays at Kensington Road near Shipsters Road, and slow for works at St Peters, Paynham Road near Winchester Street. Busy South Road, Edwardstown, with Canberra's Darley Road, Paradise, and Fisher Street at Melbourne. KFC have just dropped 9 for $9.95 original recipe chicken today only. Get lit with KFC this Christmas in July, only on the app. Pick up only while stocks last. Max 1 redemption. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, showers tonight, then showers easing tomorrow and 15. Right now it's 11 degrees. We'll have more news at 6 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Hi, Daniel Tarley here, General Manager of Home. That's HAUME. Put simply, we buy homes. We don't charge fees, there's no advertising costs or commissions, none of that. We just make the process of selling your home easy. So if you're looking to downsize and have a home built before the 90s, we'll be able to help you save time, money and the effort it takes to sell. Thinking of downsizing? Visit home.com.au. That's HAUME.com.au.
We're losing our airway. Can we do a chin lift, please?
In the aftermath of trauma, when the adrenaline subsides and chaos is replaced with silence, we're here for you. We are the Black Dog Institute, and we provide free and confidential support to emergency service workers and volunteers. This includes an online mental health check, up to 12 free sessions with trauma-informed clinicians, and online resources to build resilience. Search for Black Dog Institute Emergency Worker Support.
Deliver more with Toyota, the world's #1 forklift brand. Choose from a great range including pallet jacks, walkie stackers and reach forklifts, right up to their leading Toyota counterbalance forklifts. Legendary reliability and safety with cleaner, greener electric options. Toyota can tailor the right forklift solution for you. It's all part of the Toyota Forklift Advantage. For more, visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Toyota forklift. I'm Brett Buckley from Ray White Business Sales. Our experience with 5AA right from the beginning was that we had ideas on what we wanted to do. They understand the medium better than us. They sat down with us. We worked out not just the type of advertisement we would put, but the wording of the advertisements we would put forward. The collaboration that we had with 5AA and the team was fantastic. The other thing we noticed about 5AA is because it is a talkback radio station, people are listening, and they're listening all the time. So when our advertisement comes on, their ears are still pricked and they're still listening to it.
To get your message out there and grow your business, visit 5AA.com.au and hit the Advertise With Us link.
Hey, it's Lauren here from Adelaide, and if you're like me and you love a good bargain from your local chemist, check out Star Discount Chemist. They're all about great value and helping your family stay healthy. Go in store or online for click and collect and delivery. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help?
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
It's 26 minutes to 6. Looking forward to Ned McHenry joining us tonight at 6 o'clock. He's always in studio ahead of the fishing show, and there's a lot to go through there. And tomorrow, looking forward to our show. We'll be on location at Adelaide Oval, Rowey, because Mark Micken has got his charity ride once again. Can you tell us a bit about it?
Well, it's for Parkinson's. I think there's going to be 15 teams. Porter got a team, Sample's got a team, the Micken team, every team he played for. Crows have got a team, West Adelaide have got a team. He coached the Eagles, they've got a team, and you just donate. It's for 24 hours. I'm going to start from 12 o'clock in Team Micken tomorrow, which is when it starts. And
Kick
it
it all
finishes
off.
12 o'clock the next day.
I'm in the
Goes
port
all
team,
through the
so
night.
after our show at 7 o'clock, I'll be on the bike.
I think this is the third.
Last time I was on a bike?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was in
Wasn't good,
traction.
Timmy. You were. It raises great money for awareness and for support for people with Parkinson's. And Mark Micken is just a legend in this state. We love him. Hey, let's move to this. The Last Man Standing is the Barry Michael story. It's a classy publication, case-bound, section-side, coffee table book. I'm holding it up. Have a look at the class of that. It's a New Holland publication. It is out in all good bookstores. Barry, welcome.
Thanks, fellas. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Tim.
Great, man. You happy with it?
Oh, super happy. It was, it was a long time coming. I started about 20 years ago and, just couldn't get going. I had a ghostwriter, which just didn't work out. And then about 4 years ago or so, I started it again, and I wrote about 6 chapters, and then I got a brain tumour and passed away, and I just couldn't get it together. And fortunately, New Holland approached me, and they helped me with a co-writer, and, we just talked through things, and he recorded everything and transcribed it. And, I'm really, really happy the way it's come out.
It's a great read. You're a bloody legend. You got a quote, or one of your quotes is, "I'm going to tell as much as I can without getting sued." Now, we got a mate here called Cordsey, and he said, anyone that writes a book, someone gets hurt. Who did you hurt, Barry Michael?
All his opponents.
A lot of other boxes, but I have had to cross a few particular promoters, including Frank Warren, who, would you believe, Frank Warren was my last manager, and my last fight against Rocky Lockridge, I'd been smashed in Lazar's under 4 months before by the Carlton crew, and held pinned down, never got to throw a punch, had my nose smashed across my face, my cheek nearly bitten off, and the ring marks all over my head, and they were going to put one in me as well, but that was kicked under a chair or something. But after that I wasn't the same, and had to go into a year out of the ring against Rocky Lockridge, who was really one of the greats, and I went pretty well for the first 5 or 6 rounds, but my nose had been so badly broken by Gangitano and that I had to have it re-broken and reconstructed, and it broke in the first minute of the first round. My right eardrum went in round 2, and I just wasn't the same. And after 8 rounds, I was bleeding from every orifice, I tell you. And anyway, Frank Warren came to announce my retirement in the ring. Frank Warren came into my dressing room and said, "You shouldn't have announced your retirement. You haven't fought for 12 months. I said, "Well, that's your effing fault. You're my supposed manager." And I'd even come back to Australia trying to stir up a rematch with Lester Ellis, which he didn't want, which he's denying now. Anyway, that's another story. And Frank Warren said, "Well, you should fight again." I said, "No, that's it. I'm finished. I'm never fighting again." He said, "Well, I've got bad news. The bomb scare, when it happened, the whole building was vacated, and I refused to leave." I said, "No." I figured it was from the Carlton mob, and I said, "Well, they want to blow me up I'm here." And they searched the building, and they couldn't find him, so the fight went ahead. And anyway, Frank Warren said to me, "I've got bad news." And I said, "What is it?" He said, "I can't pay you tonight because my briefcase has been stolen during the bomb scare."
Oh, no.
Anyway, a year later, I won't go into great detail because I don't want to be sued, but I was short paid a little bit. He looked after me pretty well most of the time, but within about a year of me coming home, Terry Marsh, who was the undefeated IVF World Light Welterweight champion, was charged with the attempted murder of Frank Warren, shot him twice in the chest at point-blank range, missed his heart by a friggin' centimetre. I don't know if he had a heart, to be honest. But anyway, Terry got jailed for about 12 months, and he was found they couldn't convict him because there was no forensic evidence, and he was wearing a balaclava. And would you believe, about a year ago, he started ringing me because we sparred twice, and I wanted to fight him. I asked Frank Warren to let me fight him for the light welterweight title. And he commentated my last fight with Lockridge, and he said, "I've sparred Barry, and he's very strong, and he showed me no respect," what he said. Anyway, he started ringing me. He sent me his book. So I've got his book called Undefeated, and I haven't read it yet, but it's going to be interesting to see how he gets around the Frank Warren thing. He's never convicted.
Wow.
Oh, God, to be fair to say, you're not a Carlton supporter. Most of them are dead, aren't they? Alfonso, Gagitano and all that. Hey, Lester Ellis.
They are.
They are, aren't they? Lester Ellis wrote you forward. Did you make him or he made you?
Beg your pardon?
Did you make Lester or Lester made you? Those battles were legendary, Barry. Lester Ellis.
We only had the one, and But I picked him as a future world champion when he was 12 and I was 22. And 8 years later, you know, like I was high as number 2 in the WBC lightweight division, but I was never going to get a shot after I beat a black American called Hal Earthquake Carter, and I only found that out just before I lost the world title. I was at the IBF convention after not fighting for 8 months. It was 4 months before I lost the Lockridge. He come up to me, introduced himself to me, and he said, "Barry," he said, "you know, looking forward to meeting you." He said, "Oh, you're on the short list of contenders to fight Boom Boom Mancini for the." He managed him, David Wolf. He said, "Until you beat Al Earthquake Carter from Alliance, Ohio." He said, Blake, what's his name, was from Ohio as well. Both of them were from Ohio. And he said, "We didn't fancy Boom Boom with Al Carter. When you beat him," he said, "we weren't going to fight you, and neither was anyone else." So it set me back a long time, and I'm indebted to Leicester for giving me the opportunity. But they only gave me the opportunity because they never thought I could possibly make the weight, and that was influenced by Dana Goodson, a black American who I lived with in Hawaii and brought to Australia. I even lived at the house, got him cars, got him jobs, promoted the fight for him, then took him back to Miami for a big world title, where I collapsed, ripped the band of tissue completely off my heel in the Fifth Street gym. I broke down afterwards. I was that emotional because I knew I missed out on the opportunity with Bob Arum. Had a world title fight signed if I beat Juan Arroyo. Anyway, within 1 week of getting back to Melbourne, Dana Goodson's training Lester Ellis. So, you know, he finally struggled to make 63.5 in Honolulu a year earlier, and I had to make 58.95, which I hadn't done for 10 years. But, you know, I'd never had the opportunity to be 110% dedicated. The thing I ate, I weighed and calorie counted. I was under a dietitian. I made the weight easily. I reckon I could have even got down to featherweight.
Wow. Barry, this is an incredible thing. I was just thinking to myself, you know, AC/DC wrote, "It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll." I think it's a lot longer way to the top if you want to box. This is an incredible story. When I was reading it, mate, I found out that your real name's Barry Michael Swettenham. And I love the story about the old commentators, Ron Casey and Merv Williams. They wanted more of an easier name, and he was getting tongue-tied with it. And you just
I think Ron would have been okay, but Merv might have got his...
Merv, struggled a bit. But you just went, well, go with Barry Michael. That'll do. That's my middle name. And that's the way you were known from that moment onwards. But I love the story. You're part of the 10-pound Poms and came out and landed in, I think it was Sunshine, wasn't it? Just outside of
Hamilton. We landed in Melbourne. We went straight to Hamilton because my dad was a Lancaster. He was a bomb owner in the Lancaster. He did 29 trips over Germany.
Wow.
And the war was over. 30, what they called a tour was 30 trips, and you had a 1 in 3 chance of surviving a tour. He did 29 and the war was over.
Wow.
And his skipper was a doctor called Johnny Rhyme. He's skipper in the Lancaster Bombers, and the Apex Club sponsored us to Hamilton.
Wow.
And we went down there and we lived on the grounds of this Catholic girls' college. Would you believe?
Wow.
I was 4, I think, at the time.
Yeah.
And actually, it might have been 2. Yeah, I was 2 when I came out. And I still have that. They're my first memories. And I don't know why, but for some reason we left Hamilton. Probably Dad didn't like the job, and he got a job as a postman. And we moved to Glenbervie, which was next to Essendon, and we lived there for a year or so, and then we moved to the Commission Flats in Williamstown, which is, you know, I'm standing at number 16 John Street, Williamstown, where I've lived for the last 20-odd years. And,
Unreal.
You know, if you're going to live in Williamstown, live in Melbourne, Williamstown's the best suburb.
Unreal. And it's just a story that we know so well here in South Australia as well. And, of course, we had many 10-pound Poms, if you like, come out in those sort of 50s, 60s era. And I remember one of my mates said that he grew up at Elizabeth and he remembers going to the Smithfield pub, and he was from Glasgow. And he said he couldn't believe where he was. And he said there was a post outside the pub to tie your horse up. He couldn't believe it. Did you have any memories like that where it was just like, this is all brand new? Because there were a lot of early days of the House Commission being built.
Yeah, well, Hamilton, you know, really I don't. All I can remember is the name of the girls' college. They used to call me Fatty, I think, you know, because I was a bit of a tubby little kid. And I remember we lived on a premises in the gardens of the girls' college, and we had pet ducks. That's where I started learning to hunt. My dad used to take me out rabbiting and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And I became a very keen hunter during my sort of mid-years, and haven't done it for a long, long time. But I used to do a lot of pig hunting and stuff like that when I was a young lad. But great memories. I, still remember Hamilton. Haven't really been back, to be honest, in a million years.
Yeah.
But Williamstown sort of defined me, and I've left Williamstown. I lived in Wales for the United Kingdom for about 8 months. I lived in Hawaii for about 6-7 months. So I've sort of moved around a fair bit, and always come back to Williamstown. But I'm moving to Queensland. I can't stand the cold anymore.
Good on you.
Good man.
The Last Man Standing, the Barry Michael story. It's in all good bookstores. It's a great read. Yet the last page you have here is the last word. I'll just paraphrase some of it, but read it word for word. The world of boxing has some dickheads in it, but for the most part, they're amazing fraternity. You went on to say, in spite of all the injuries and occasionally being cheated and betrayed and robbed, for the most part, it's been a hell of a ride. Overwhelmingly positive for the most part. Would I do it again? Bloody oath. But I might do it a bit differently. What would you do differently, just quickly, Barry?
To be honest, I would have stayed in the United States. I used to get terribly homesick when I was away by myself. That's what I was going to say to you. I lived in Indonesia for about 6 months. I had five fights there as well. And I lived in Italy for about 7 months and trying to get a fight there and couldn't get one. But what I should have done is either have gone to the United Kingdom straight away or gone to America straight away and stayed there. Probably America, where the real big opportunities. Or the United Kingdom's pretty good now too. But I should have stayed in one of those places rather than. But homesickness used to beat me all the time. Missing my family and friends, and traveling the world was good. I'd fight, and then I'd want to be going home.
For a boxer, Barry, you're as sharp as a tack, mate. Most blokes your age that have done what you've done in the ring are as sharp as a bowling ball, but you're doing it. How old are you now?
I've just turned 70 June 2nd.
Wow.
Early doors, my mate started calling me, Roberto Duran was hands of stone. My mate started calling me head of stone. and then later on, they changed it to cement head.
Cement head.
And seriously, you look at the fights I've had. I had 60 professional fights. I fought 11 15-rounders. I fought 26 10-rounders. I fought, I think, 12 12-rounders. A lot of rounds, and my head has taken a lot of punishment. To my knowledge, I was never concussed in the ring. I might have been marginally concussed after the night in Lazar's because it's a bit of a blur. But I've never took an 8 count in 60 professional fights, and I think that's one of the reasons why I'm still, cognitive and on deck. But I'm lucky, I'm blessed, and I thank God for it. But I really believe that if professional boxing conducted correctly and people are taught properly, the chances of end up brain damage, I think is pretty minimal now. But I mean, we had 12 world boxing champions at my gig, and last week the book launch, and all terrific fellas, and Stan the Man Longanides, legendary world kickboxing champion. I go back a long way with him. So some great guys in the fight game.
Yeah, Barry. What about? I was just wondering about boxing as a sport. How's it now? I suppose people rising up to want to be a boxer with the advent of UFC, which seems to be pulling a lot of money as well as popularity. How's boxing competing on that stage with that? And are we still getting the participation in boxing? Because I've always loved the game. I've always thought it was once described as an art, not a fight.
Yeah, look, I personally think Australia is probably in one of the best positions I've ever seen as far as the amount of world-rated professional fighters we've got. Good. The amount of gyms coming up where people, and I think the Ellis sons have been, Lester Ellis' sons have been instrumental in putting out, they've got over half a dozen gyms where you go there. I went to one of them last week, and there's about 100 people of all ages from 18 to 80 or training together, and doing different levels of training, and some of them decide to have fights, but a lot of them don't. But a lot of them just do it from the fitness side of it, fitness and mental health side of boxing, which is it's a great thing, and it really helps so many people. And I think it's back in the old days, you had a boxing gym, you couldn't make money out of it. Now they make money.
Barry, it's a unbelievable story. You're a proud Australian. It's in all good bookstores. It's a New Holland publication. The Last Man Standing. You were certainly that, Baz. You sound like you're doing great. Well done, and good luck with the book.
Look, thanks very much, fellas. I've got to say this. I was naturalised by the time I was 4, I believe. I arrived when I was 2, and Dad insisted to get, naturalise me, so I'm an Aussie, and I'm very proud of it. I'm proud of my British heritage, but I'm an Aussie.
Okay, so when Australia play England, you barrack for Australia in the Ashes?
Of course.
Love you, Baz. Baz, love you.
Well, I went back and my last win at fight was against the British champion who beat me over there 8 years before. I fought him for 400 quid the first time and £40,000 the second time for defending my world title and punched the soul case out of it.
Baz, all the best, mate. Thanks for
Barry.
your time.
Appreciate
Good
it.
on you, fellas.
It's in all good bookstores.
What a
It is a
champion.
terrific, and it's a classy book, isn't it?
It is.
Case bound, section signed, all that.
I found it very hard to put down.
Yeah.
I was intrigued by that. Like, I love the journey of any immigrant and coming in and getting settled and then finding what was his niche, and that is boxing.
The Carlton Club was the part that I couldn't put down.
dear.
What was his name?
Carlton.
Alphonse
Gangitano. He had a bit of a temper. Yeah.
He got his, didn't he?
Such an interesting story.
God.
So go get it, of course, The Last Man Standing out in good bookstores around you. It's 9 minutes to 6. Let's check your roads.
At Torrens Park, still seeing delays from the earlier crash on Blythewood Road near Scotch College. It's also affecting Belair Road heading outbound. That monster burst water main from yesterday is still getting fixed at Kensington Road near Shepster Road. Busy for works at Kilkenny Road near Jeanette Street, and quite busy at the moment, Richmond Road as you're driving home through Richmond. Cameras Henderson Avenue, Paraka, and thanks to Mick the cabbie for letting us know there's a camera on Rosetta Street at West Croydon right now. When the lucky country isn't so lucky, lucky you with Amy. Before buying insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
You wake up and you're feeling a bit off. Your nose is runny, but maybe it's just a cold. That scratchy throat, though, that could be something worse.
Test for COVID, Flu A, Flu B and RSV in just minutes with Cell Life, the premium 4-in-1 rapid antigen test. Fast, reliable results. Make the smart choice for your health and your family. Insist on the brand the healthcare professionals prefer. Cell Life at leading chemists and Amazon. CELLIFE.
Hi, I'm Dr. Laura Willington. Understaffing in our hospitals is harming you and me. We urgently need a workforce plan to identify the right number of doctors for each of our hospitals and health services. And we need fair wages and conditions to attract and keep doctors so you can access care when you need it. Help make our health system safer for you and safer for me. Visit safermedicalstaffing.com.au. Authorised by Dr. Laura Willington, President, South Australian Salaried Medical Officers Association, Adelaide.
Today's reverse ducted air conditioning systems offer so much more than just an on-off switch, which is why REQ Air Conditioning will spend as much time as you need to get familiar with all the functions and controls of your new system. It means you'll get the most out of it from the very start. No guesswork required. Stay cool, stay warm, save money and master the remote with REQ Air Conditioning and Energy Solutions. Google REQ Air Conditioning for a free in-home quote.
Last month, we serviced around 11,000 vehicles, more than 2,000 Nissans, Patrols, Navaras, X-Trails, 1,500 Mazdas, 3 6s, BT50s, over 1,200 Suzukis. That's right, over 11,000 people trusted us with their pride and joy. Automasters, isn't it time for you to switch and save? Call 1300 Automasters or book online. All centres offer repair now, pay later options. So switch and save with Automasters. Great service guaranteed.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Head to the Excelsior Hotel, where kids eat free every weekend. The Excelsior Hotel, 110 Coghlan Street, Brompton. Feels like coming home, but better.
The ultimate road trip sale is back. Gear up with exclusive deals at South Australia's Caravan, Camping and Outdoor Sale. Get caravans, campers, motorhomes, camping and four-wheel drive essentials and pro tips all under one roof. Plus, with free entry for under 16s, fun activities for kids, and epic giveaways, there's something for wanderers of all ages. South Australia's Caravan, Camping and Outdoor Sale, 24th to 27th July at the Adelaide Showground. Get your tickets online.
Finding the best schools and teachers in my area, discovering new extracurriculars, plus back-to-school advice. Education updates. That's news to me. Visit The Advertiser today.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Welcome back. 5 minutes to 6. Ned McHenry in studio after 6 o'clock news coming up. And we're calling on you as well, our 5AA listeners, to shine a light on remarkable South Australians aged 70 and over. We're on the search for 7 sensational South Australians over 70 who can continue to achieve, lead and inspire across our state. If you know someone sensational, be that a friend or a neighbour, it might even be you can nominate them now at 5AA.com.au and recognise their outstanding contribution. This is all proudly presented by 5AA and ECH, great friends of the station. Want more retirement living and home care service choice from one provider? You can get more choice with ECH.
No, that's a great cause, that one. I love on this days. On this day, the world's greatest bowler, took his 800th Test wicket.
Edge. Has he got it? Yes, he has. There it is. There's the celebrations. Have a look at this. They're going berserk in the middle. 800 it is for Matthias Murali-Duran.
Matthias Murali-Duran. So on the last day of the last Test, in the last session, and the last ball he ever bowled, he got a wicket and they beat India in goal. So, I mean, well done, Matthias. I mean, he did say...
Yes, congratulations.
He had a... he was born that way. He bowled with a crooked arm.
Yeah, there was a...
It was quite appropriate.
Yeah, it got stuck.
It got stuck. It was a little bit like it was about right angles, but, you know, tried to straighten it, and every now and then on a bowling action, he did straighten it. Anyway, he got 800. Shane Warne, how many did he get?
Well, 700
708. Well done. And who's third? Just jumped into third.
Jimmy Anderson?
Jimmy Anderson. Timmy, you are gifted with 704. Look, in all seriousness, because we've got a resident Australian Sri Lankan here, who's one of our bosses.
He's responded very quickly to you.
Oh, has he?
Has he what? He said, and Murali was the only bowler to get 700 or more Test wickets without taking a banned substance.
Fair call. Well, a diuretic's not a banned substance.
Well, it was banned. That's why that's why he had to sit out of that World Cup.
You ever had a diuretic? We've all had that.
No, I haven't.
Have you ever not been...
Where are they? I'd like to get on them.
Okay. Anyway, well done. Matthias Murali-Duran.
Yeah, well played. Well played.
What's yours, Timmy?
Well, Sam Mitchell and Chris Scott, they were on Fox. You know, they get a couple of coaches on, have a yarn to them and the like.
Yeah.
The sub came up again, right? Have a listen to what they say.
No, get rid of it. Horrible.
Same. Absolute majority. I don't think we're breaking any confidence. It was brought up and there were no dissenters. I'm pretty sure most of the coaches were there last time we got together.
So if that's 18 want to know, why is it not a no?
What kills me
Come on, Swanee.
is they told them a year ago that they want it out.
Yeah.
Just scrub it. Now, whether that be the argument over 22 versus 23 is irrelevant to the sub. Gone. Get rid of it now.
Done.
And hurry up about it. Now, what I hope is with Greg Swan and Tom Harley that they just go, yes,
bang,
that's smart, out.
Bang.
And that's the sort of thing, do you know when a politician gets voted in and they go, act, you go, oh, they're doing something.
Decision makers.
Decision making, doing something. And you go, oh, I like that. I appreciate that. That's what needs to happen now with these two guys coming in. And I think, I'm hoping and I'm believing that they'll do it.
Barry Michael's getting a lot of good texts. They really enjoyed him. I mean, he's a treasure,
excellent.
that bloke. Very good.
He was excellent.
He's had a life.
How tough is he, though?
He has had a life.
What did he say? How many fights? 60 professional fights? Like
never had an 8 count.
Never had an 8 count.
Fancy bleeding out of every orifice. That would hurt.
Wow.
It's 1 minute to 6. News time, Ned McHenry next.
I wouldn't do it again.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
It's Christmas in July at Wayville Hyundai. With every car delivered this month, we'll donate $100 straight to the Salvation Army Red Shield Appeal, so your new Hyundai helps Aussies in need. Plus, we're inviting you to join us by popping a donation under our Christmas tree so we can pass it on to Salvation Army. Head to our website to see how you can help make a difference. Visit wayvillehyundai.com.au and change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. The National Tiles famous annual winter spend and save is on now. Spend $4,000 will only charge you $2,750, or spend $2,000 will only charge you $1,450, or $1,000 will only charge you $750. Don't miss the National Tiles famous annual winter spend and save on now. So rush into a National Tiles store near you or go online at nationaltiles.com.au now and save. Conditions apply.
Walco is making headlines again for SA's biggest cover-up. If you own a pool, it will affect you in the best possible way. For those whose pool is the main feature of their yard, Walco offer a special mesh cover to keep debris and leaves out, while making your pool area look stunning all through winter. If looks matter, join the great cover-up and ask Walco about their stylish new mesh pool covers. Visit walco.com.au.
The news and information that matters. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Showers tonight, down to 9. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm Alice Burton.
Agostino Mitsubishi's is overstocked with demos that must be cleared. Upgrade your vehicle today. Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Police will resume their search for the missing head of Port Lincoln man, Julian Story, after identifying new areas of interest. Major crime detectives will team up with local Air Western Police to conduct the searches. Other emergency services will provide assistance in watered areas. Police allege Mr Story was murdered by his partner, 34-year-old Port Lincoln woman Tamika Chesser, at their flat on Flinders Highway last month. Ms Chesser, a former reality TV star, has been charged with murder. The South Australian Government will match the federal government's funding package to help tackle the state's algal bloom crisis. $28 million will go to industry, community support, research and cleaning up the beaches. Premier Peter Malinowska says a new laboratory will be established for testing and $10,000 small business grants issued.
A fishing tackle shop, for instance, that might be suffering a downturn as a result of this.
But he admits he'd still like to see the outbreak declared a natural disaster.
When we see an event of this nature, people want to see governments working together. What they don't want to see is people talking about state waters versus federal waters. That's nonsense. This is a natural disaster. It should be declared a natural disaster. We have to prepare for the possibility that this could be with us for some time to come.
The Prime Minister says all MPs and senators share a common goal of making Australia a better place as Parliament resumed after the election. The 48th Parliament has been formally opened by the Governor-General. The House Speaker and Senate President have been re-elected and the chambers will begin considering new laws from tomorrow. Anthony Albanese says politicians don't agree on everything, but they can debate ideas respectfully.
It said that democratic politics is war by other means. But we are able to debate our views, that people overwhelmingly come to this House with a common interest.
Meanwhile, Parliament's return has been marked with criticism of the government's stance on the war in Gaza. Pro-Palestinian demonstrators gathered outside before Greens Senator Maureen Faruqi staged a silent protest during the Governor-General's address, calling for Israel to be sanctioned. The opposition criticised the Foreign Minister's signing of a joint statement condemning Israel's aid delivery model. It's been a wet and windy day for Adelaide. Andrew Hines from the Bureau says we could get up to 25 millimetres in some parts of the state, and a severe weather warning remains in place for damaging gusts.
We've had a number of severe weather warnings in place throughout Tuesday for damaging wind gusts, and those gusts have exceeded 90 kilometres an hour across, parts of the peninsulas, down on Kangaroo Island, down right through the southeast of the state.
It's expected to remain wet for much of the state for the remainder of the week. And a donut with a difference has taken out the top prize in its category at the National Baking Awards. The Homer donut is a mix of sweet and savoury, a cheeseburger with a pink iced top and sprinkles. Beck from CJ's Bakery in Christie's Beach expects them to be popular.
Yes, it's been posted on social media a lot, so there's definitely a lot of interest behind it, so that's fantastic.
Now turning to 5AA sport, and Essendon coach Brad Scott fears athletic ruckmen like former West Coast star Nick Natanui are being phased out of the game. Scott says recent ruck rule changes and the substitute impact how the game's big men are used.
You can't jump at centre bounces anymore. I can't think of the last time you genuinely saw two ruckmen jump at each other over the course of a game. They just come across and bully each other. And by having a sub, it makes it very, very hard to play two ruckmen. But by having 5 on the bench, I suspect more teams would at least look at it.
Opener Jake Weatherald has scored a century for Australia A against Sri Lanka A, pushing his claims for an Ashes call-up. And 7-time Grand Slam winner Venus Williams has celebrated victory in the women's doubles at the Washington Open. The 45-year-old has not competed in a tournament for more than 12 months. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Torrens Park, still seeing delays from an earlier crash on Blythewood Road near Scotch College, also affecting Blair Road heading outbound. In the city burst, water main Curry Street near Light Square, and still fixing up that big squirting burst water main yesterday at Kensington Road near Shipsters Road. Camera, Lyons Road, Holden Hill. Not a chili fan? Try Porto's new Portuguese barbecue basting for that smoky hit of flavour to your chicken. Whole chicken and family chips, just $19.95 at a Porto. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Showers and down to 9 tonight. Showers tomorrow and 15. Partly cloudy on Thursday, 17, and rain on Friday. Right now it's 10. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thank you. I'm Brenton Raglis. Tonight, an Indian national attacked in the city has told of his fear it was a racially motivated crime. A new search in Port Lincoln for the missing head of a man allegedly murdered by his reality TV star girlfriend. Plus, Ed Sheeran announces an Adelaide tour. Don't worry, you haven't missed the news. Start over on 9 Now as soon as you're home.
Oh, geez, it's hot in here. Can someone pass the Morford air? Oh, that's better.
When the temperature is too hot or cold to bear, reach for the Morford Air, Adelaide's own homegrown family air conditioning company. Morford Air has kept South Australians perfectly comfortable for over 50 years. So when it's too hot or cold to bear, you can always reach for the Morford Air. Look for the bright blue building at 602 Marion Road or visit morfordair.com.au.
Morford.
Here's another powerful reason to choose Tyre Power. At Tyre Power, you get the power of friendly, award-winning service from a team that really know tyres. Tyre Power owners take the time to find out about your driving style and the tyres that suit you best. It's the power of service that will keep you coming back. So trust our family to look after yours. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local independent owner.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA, always Adelaide. Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
7 after 6 on this Tuesday. Ned McHenry on the 5AA Fishing Show. It's coming up at 6:30 tonight, and there's a lot of updates today around the algae bloom and the government and what they're doing about it. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But right now, you can jump on the Ranella Hyundai live stream on 5AA's Facebook and YouTube. Ranella Hyundai, take a test drive today. Find your perfect Hyundai car. Main South Road, Ranella. Ned McHenry, good evening.
Crank that up. Oh, this is good upbeat music, isn't it? Do you know this?
No, what's this?
Ask Timmy what it is.
What is it, Tim?
Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, no, Fleetwood
It's
Mac.
called Tusk.
Okay.
So was their lead singer a girl?
Well, they had lots of lead singers, but Christy McVeigh and Stevie Nicks used to do a lot of the singing.
That's a great little upbeat song, isn't it?
You're like a walking Shazam, Timmy.
He is a Shazam. Nettie, he's a Shazam. Now, walking in, Nettie caught Timmy and I having a little bit of take just before 5 o'clock about Port Adelaide and the Crows and Showdown 58. We're going to talk to you about preparation for them, because it doesn't matter where you are on the ladder. You could be top or bottom, it doesn't matter. There's so many upsets.
And the players feel that. You know that as a player. Absolutely.
And the record's 29-28, so that goes without saying. It's Kenny's last one, and his record's 13 losses, 11 wins. So there's a lot at stake. It's Port's final. Anyway, Timmy was goading me, or I was goading him. He said, well, what are you going to give me? 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 And I said, well, look, okay, we'll bug it. He wants to have goals in or points in. No, I said, well, it's just
a line.
He wants a line. I said, why do you want a line? He said, we've got so many injuries. Well,
I've got 60 points.
It's a shame. So I said, Buggy, I'll give you 60
He gave
points.
him 60?
For a bottle of Rusden Willie's, Uncle Willie's port.
Big Uncle Willie's.
Port. Big Uncle
Gave
Willie's
him
port.
60, Stephen.
Well, you've jumped on board, so you're on it as well, aren't you?
I'm not with you. No, I won't take 60. I think the weather, if the weather comes, Timmy, that suits you, doesn't it? It has to.
Sounds like it is.
Wet weather game, Showdown, big build-up, Kenny at the helm. Oh, it's going to be on.
Now, tell us about a preparation for a Showdown. You played in many of them.
And you would have won one when you weren't favourite.
Yes. Oh, I was involved in that Jordan Dawson goal after siren. We weren't favourite for that. That was a great win, and there was always a belief going into that game. You knew you and your teammates were going to bring the heat. You were going to bring the contest. You were going to bring the pressure, and you knew your oppo would too. So immediately, you walk out in the ground knowing that you're going to be in the game. And early days, we lost a few big ones, but other than that, they were always really good contests.
So Dawson got the free kick on about the 45-metre out on the left-hand half-forward flank to the cathedral end.
Yeah.
Now, my memory serves me right. Murphy thought he had the free kick and he was buzzing around to try and get it. What was the free kick for?
So Murphy got collected by, I think it was Mays, and
everyone thought it was his free kick.
Yes, so he gets taken off the ground, and then you get into a position.
No. He sprinted off the ground.
Actually, he did the team thing.
And he was holding on to his neck.
And we reviewed this after Scotty Burns did the review. So everyone starts congregating around, and then you kind of think, well, who's going to take this kick? And you've got Geordie Dawson around and Josh Rochelle. Josh Rochelle wanted the ball. He wanted the ball. And Scotty Burns said, good on you, Rash, in your first year. That's fantastic. And he saw me, and I was kind of around, and I kind of swiftly walked away. And he said, good work, Ned. Get the hell out of there. So everyone played their role. Everyone played their role. And the rest is history.
And Dawson put it... And he didn't hit it sweet. It was heading towards the point.
It was actually...
And then at the last minute, it swung
for him,
in.
it was, I think, a missed kick. And the way it swung back
came back.
It was, I think, even he went, that was not
that is the perfect game because the Crows were out of the 8 and Port were well and truly in the top 4.
Yeah, and that's the precedent, isn't it? That's the example, and that's what it could look like this week. But I do think the weather plays a real advantage to Port this week.
Yeah, well, it brings the ball onto the ground. It's difficult and the like. The only thing they played, what would you say, a reasonable 3 quarters, but they were opened up in the last quarter, and Hawthorn putting Impey forward made a real...
He kicked 3 or 4 in the end.
3 in that last quarter, but it made an impact where it was almost as if they couldn't hang on, and he was just whipping through them like they weren't there. So that was a concern, that last quarter in the wet. So
well, I want to ask you, Timmy, what line are you feeling most vulnerable in for Port? Is it your back line?
Yeah, I think at the moment, there's a couple of younger players plus Radaglia out, and I just think your forward line is I think it's proven it's the best in the league. So that's the danger, is not being up. If you can't put enough pressure on through the middle and coming out of your forward line, you can't have easy entry into the Crows' forward line.
Yeah,
it's a dangerous third.
How did you see that first half of the Crows on Sunday versus Gold Coast? I said on air in my review, it's the best half of footy I've seen of any team this year.
Yeah. It was awesome. It was awesome to watch as a Crows supporter. Yeah. The thing was, it was interesting to go and look at the game.
You were on the boundary line doing a great job.
I was there. Yeah. But the game was relatively even in really important data points and reference points.
Yes,
the game was
stoppage, hit-outs, clearances,
but half time you're going...
But it didn't feel like that there, just because we repelled the Suns' entry so well and our backline was so good. You'd think that the Suns would just look at their forward entry method and go, what could we have done to get more bang for buck for their forward 50 entries? Because it was either poor entry or it wasn't their forwards competing. And I think Ben King... I admire him, and he's so athletic and so big with so much upside. But if you're 200 centimetres tall and you've got that much presence in your forward line, is he playing like that, Timmy? Like, is he getting the ball to ground enough for Gold Coast? Is that unfair?
He was awful.
Well, you said that. I wouldn't go that far, but he's 200 centimetres. He's had 7 years in the system now. And again, I love watching him because he's just clearly got so much athleticism and upside. But you want him getting that ball to ground.
With all forwards, it doesn't matter who they are, and especially the taller they are, unless you've got this in your... armoury, you've got to chase, tackle, harass, regardless of what day you're having. Now, if it's not happening for you, you just go back to those 3 things.
Chase, tackle, harass.
Chase, tackle, harass. You go back to that, and guess what happens? You might get a turnover. You might get a holding the ball inside 50. You might get an opportunity at goal that's not coming your way because your team's not playing well enough.
But, Timmy, I've played small forward and played it very poorly, but it is very difficult to do if the ball isn't on the ground. You can't chase and harass if the ball's not getting to ground. It just didn't feel like the ball got on the ground for that ground ball battle.
Part of his role, though, isn't it?
Don't you feel like he's got to be that player for Gold Coast at the moment to get that footy to ground? Is that unfair or not?
No, it's not unfair. And if you have a look at the other end, you've got Keys, Rankin and Alex Neil-Bullen What a game he played.
Apparently, Alex Neil-Bullen has just been so impactful off the field too. Apparently, he's just an absolute class operator and just brings so much leadership. Yeah. The boys say when he speaks in a meeting, you can hear a penny drop because everyone is just eating every word. So he's just been fantastic.
Well, he's played the premiership. He's played over 100 games. He's got experience. He's come over and he's leading the way, which is fantastic. So what was your margin? What do you think it's going to be?
It's going to be under 60 points.
Okay.
I think the Crows will win for sure.
Okay.
I don't think it'll be 60 points, but I think they'll win.
There was always a bit of a feeling with me. It might have been in the early days. Port Adelaide seemed to, as a club, rally themselves and set themselves for arch rival clashes. And this is one against the Crows. And I don't think it's fair to say it feels like it means more to them than us, but they hype things up a lot more.
Yeah,
the Crows, and you were in the environment, and I certainly noticed it with James. The Crows are more understated. Let's just do our thing, and there's no rah running through brick walls, Chad Corn style. Was that a fair?
Particularly externally,
they're different build up to the Crows.
Yes, I would agree with that, and I think history would say that Porter may be a little bit more active in the media and externally creating some noise around the event, aren't they? And the Crows haven't been. It's interesting, I've been listening to you boys on the show, which has been great, and you've been talking about whether the Crows would be talking about finals and grand finals yet. And I wonder, is there any point? Is there any point in doing that? What's the upside?
Well, I don't want to
there's only a lack of focus.
No, but I don't want to get to the dance floor and hit stage fright. I don't want to get there and it's a big surprise. And Timmy alluded to it back when we interviewed from the Redbacks.
Ryan Harris.
Yeah, Ryan Harris. So they were going reasonably well.
Yeah.
I think they had 2 or 3 Shield games left, and they were starting to get some really good cricket going. And Timmy asked the question, he said, well, would you dare to dream about maybe winning the Shield? We haven't won it for a while. The last time we were there, no. He said, mate, we're here to win silverware.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And he said that in the pre-season.
Yeah.
We're here to win silverware. We're not here to... And we'll embrace it all, and we'll prepare them, and I don't care what expectation comes. We haven't done this, we haven't done that. No. We want to win silverware.
Know that that's the end goal.
That is the end goal.
That is the end goal.
But that's when
we admired that.
But they talked about it,
But
real focus on it.
But we don't hear the stories about all the other clubs that were talking about silverware too that didn't get there, ultimately.
No, but I don't care about them. The Crows are in a unique position where they could possibly finish top 2. Have you done a predictor?
A ladder predictor?
Yeah, buffets like me do it, and they can finish top 2.
Well, they certainly can.
Here's the thing, and we worked this out today. If butts and candy nuts, if Isaac Rankin's mark or free kick was paid and he kicks that goal and the Crows beat the Gold Coast, they're top today.
Yeah, it's amazing.
No, Ned, they're top today.
Stephen, I can hear you. Thank you for that, Timmy.
Neddy. I was in the car and I was listening to the game to see how it was going along. Heard you part of the broadcast. Did you enjoy, one, being on the boundary, but 2, I liked the fact you came up and you did half-time inside the box and contributed as well. Did you enjoy that part of it?
Loved it.
Yeah,
it's really unique what you guys do.
Sounded good.
It's such an awesome thing that you guys get to do. You get to watch the game and broadcast. I listen to 5AA. It is amazing. But the other thing that listeners maybe wouldn't understand is just how much homework you guys do and how much goes into it. Like, there is so much prep work before the game, and Campo's great too. So I loved it, Timmy. It was awesome.
It sounded good. That was the thing for me, and it's also great to have the modern day player lens straight away out of the game. So Campo's very coach centric. You know, we're very team sort of calling the game, seeing what's ever in front of us.
Yeah.
But great to hear from somebody who's just come straight out of that system and telling us exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
It was good, mate.
Well, especially the boards, the tees and the greens and the
glove and
punching glove.
Well, I saw Matthew Nix down, and we had a good laugh. He was good, and I'm not sure if he'll appreciate me giving away all the secrets on the broadcast, but I'm more than happy to, because there has been a lot of changes at the Crows, I think, particularly with their game plan, and I know
with
that.
Murray Davis.
I think when the game was going poorly or the game wasn't on their terms last year, they tried to compact the ground and really shut the game down, whereas Murray Davis is more about opening the ground up and taking uncontested marks and controlling the play and making the opposition defend. So I think that's been a big adjustment. I think there's been a change of language and a change of method.
Okay. Couple of texts coming through. Hey, Larry, Mo and Curly. So I'm just thinking who'd be how?
Yeah.
Who would be who, Timmy?
Yeah.
They're the Three Stooges.
They are indeed.
We'll
I'm
be
familiar
going
with
for
it.
that, Neddy.
I'm definitely familiar with the Three Stooges. I'm not going to nominate.
I think I might be Mo. He's the fat one.
It is 19 after 6. More of Ned McHenry next.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Back for another year. We'll be hitting the fairways for 5AA's All-Star Golf Day, and we want you to join us.
Join me, your favourite 5AA presenters and some sporting superstars for a great day out on Friday the 17th of October at the stunning Glenelg Golf Club.
Bookings include golf for 4, on-course food and beverage package, 2-course lunch, an amazing guest speaker, and much, much more. So book your group now at 5AA.com.au.
It's all thanks to Phil Hoffman Travel, official sponsor of 5AA's All-Star Golf Day.
The SUV you haven't met yet. JQ has arrived, and Morfett Vale is the only place you'll find them. Premium looks, smart tech, designed for beach getaways, backroad breaks and school runs with flair. Plus an 8-year warranty and Australia's first future price promise. You won't just love the ride, you'll love the peace of mind. Only available at JQ Morfett Vale. Built for this wild life. Wildly cool. Main South Road. T's and C's apply.
Healthy soil is the key to a thriving garden. Good soil needs a mix of organic matter, nutrients and biology, all of which you will find in Chock-a-Block, a new super compost from Nutrog. Chock-a-Block is a unique blend of nutrition, microbes and humates with absolutely no green waste, meaning it's consistent all year round. Chock-a-Block, easy to remember as it's literally chock-a-block full of goodness. Look out for the green and gold bale in your local hardware or garden centre.
Well, here at Lutheran Homes Group, it's life as normal. Jewel's still cleaning up.
Rummy. What? Again?
At Cards, Ralph and Joe still feel the need for speed.
Look out. Now.
On the video screen, and at 72, Jane's still modelling.
What's that? A vase.
In clay.
Lutheran Homes Group. For home and community support, residential care and retirement living, we get you.
As for me, I'm now voicing radio ads. Catch ya.
How do you become a home hero? Easy. You fix that sliding door that's been dragging and scraping, dragging and scraping, dragging and... Well, you get it. You've been living it. Call Rollerco. Rollerco will have the parts you need and they'll tell you how to fix it too. You'll be an instant home hero. Well, in sliding doors anyway. Say goodbye to dragging and scraping sliding doors. Visit rollerco.com.au. They'll get you rolling.
If you eat too much junk food or drink too many sugary drinks, toxic fat can build up around your vital organs, releasing dangerous levels of chemicals that bring heart disease, type 2 diabetes and cancer closer. When you think of toxic fat around your vital organs, making some small changes like eating less junk food or drinking less sugary drinks is no big deal. Visit sa.livelighter.com.au today. A message from the Government of South Australia.
Agatha Christie's breathtaking masterpiece. And Then There Were None. This best-selling crime novel of all time is now a brand new stage production. A tale of 10 strangers lured to a solitary mansion off the English coast. And Then There Were None. Directed by Robin Nevin. Opens August at Her Majesty's Theatre. Book at andthentherewerenone.com.au.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
It's 23 minutes after 6, only a couple of minutes away now from the 5AA Fishing Show, but Ned McHenry's already here with us in the studio.
Well, the thing that's making the news in the fishing is this algal bloom. I've got mates that are cleaning up from about Port Hughes all the way to Wallaroo, and I'm going to be heading there the first weekend of August with the Rusden boys, and that's great. But there's a lot of... I had Leith on with the oyster farmers up there on the York Peninsula and Cowell and all the way through that are worried about their yields, and it's alarming, it's scary. Squid fishermen, pro fishermen. Luckily, the federal government's now jumped on board, and I've got to make an apology. I was slow to this dance. I said, nothing to worry about. It's a storm in a teacup. It's more than a storm in a teacup. This is career 5-year this is awful.
Yeah, it is big. Can I say, I've been so proud of you recently, just with the way you've really matured with your approach to the Crows.
Well, I am 60.
I know. Well, like we're starting to see it, and I'm enjoying that. I think I've got to take a leaf out of your book with this because I've been stressed. I've been on the phone to all my mates. I've been panicking. And
well, it's our livelihoods.
I know, but
it's my pastime, fishing.
I think with this announcement, in general, it's a good step forward.
The federal one with the dollars?
Well, both.
Yeah,
It's a good start, isn't it? It's not perfect, but it's a good start. And I think there was a few opportunities missed. But other than that, I'm just starting to see a little bit of a turn in some areas. Just a little bit of a change in tone, Rowey.
Okay. Like, what do you mean with...
Well, Tumby Bay 3 weeks ago was horrific, terrible. Couldn't get a whiting. I spoke to my mates today. They said Tumby Bay's fishing really well. The group's going really well.
Oh, good.
Coffin Bay, Farm Beach, back again, firing. So good. There's still glimmers of hope, but I agree. The whole industry is under threat, Timmy.
I heard Clifty on our station.
Oh, Ian Clifty.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Sport fishing scene.
Talking about it. And
Ian Clifty.
He said you've got to look at the positives as well. There is a lot of good fishing still out there, so don't think it's not there.
Yeah,
there is.
So
you're right.
Get in amongst it.
Yes, and that's important because there's a lot of media and a lot of representation, which I'm responsible for too, to a degree on the show. And we have to strike a balance. We still have to talk about what we can do and stay positive.
That's
true.
Because otherwise we're going to get in a spiral of negativity.
Well, I'll report back after the first weekend of August when I'm out with the Rusden team.
Yeah,
I'll let you know.
I don't want to take your fishing as kind of the barometer as to where things are at because pre-algae bloom you were useless, so I'm not sure anything's going to... Not sure we'll be using that data for Sardi.
Mate,
they'll shut down the whole fishery if they take your whiting reports.
Wow. What about yesterday? We went to New Client, Home of Fire,
Yes.
and we've got a new segment. You know, where's the heat on?
Who's on the heat?
Yeah.
Oh, not that actually. No,
no, not that. Who's the heat on?
Yes, other one, sorry.
But they were talking fishing, weren't they?
They loved it.
And they were just catching... what were they catching?
So they put in at North Haven.
Yeah.
I think they got a Clayton.
Do they?
And the fourth black pole out in the boat channel, lucky to be 600 metres off the breakwater of the Port River.
Yeah.
And they caught a 14-kilo snapper on a whiting rig.
What?
With a 5-pound line.
You said it's got to be a world record.
And I said no. And they did. They held it up and they showed us.
Really?
Yeah.
Released, of course.
Yes.
Of
Released
course
back.
they did.
Yes,
They play by
They're
the
very
book.
responsible.
Well done.
Very responsible.
Well, that's
but
good.
how's that?
Well, we need to maybe sneak out with them for a fishing trip then.
Yeah.
How's that?
G'day, Brian.
We
G'day,
had the
Cooper.
photo and everything. Yep. Good team.
All
Great
good.
team.
Yeah.
Well, Sammy and I can talk about the fish show. If anyone's got any positive news,
That's what we're after.
positive
Are we
news,
off, are we? Okay,
or you
we've
can
got the
say
wind
something negative and I'll respond with something positive.
Yes. Well, you were strong last week with a few things, so we'll see how we
Well
go
done,
tonight.
Neddy.
All right, good on you, everyone.
Call in, be a part of it. Ned's fishing show next.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
It's showdown time again.